My also. Are live. Hello folks, we're running a little bit late today due to some personal things, but we are live, we are here, we are ready to go to the Victory Memorial Camp. And this
Ellie, can you scream for us
real
real quick?
Yes.
Sorry.
Let me get going for my little co-hosts here.
Very professional operation.
Yes, very professional. They need to be able to see what's going on more live time without the latency, so that we can properly talk through things.
Yeah.
But yes, you are watching Low Art Lyceum, not High Art Lyceum.
Mm-hmm. You know what you signed up for.
Yeah.
Entirely yakety sax endeavor.
And for anyone who has not joined us with our past few streams, I'm Ellie.
My name is Ray.
And I'm DJ.
We're going to be continuing with Arthur. Yeah, we had somebody comment on our last stream saying that they wish they had done more with Ravensholm and with the Victory Memorial Camp, wishing that there were more soldiers that spawned and that had felt a little bit more lived in.
There's a similar sentiment within the call, at least as far as like what to talk about. We've been debating on like how to present some of the information that we have, and it's a little thin on the ground.
Yeah.
Well, like, the thing about the Victory Memorial Camp is that it is like a pre-rendered map, so whoever commented that there needed to be more soldiers, like, out here in the world, if you kill a bunch of people, they just give you more people, right? But this this part of the map is, it's static. It's basically a gigantic set piece. So everything that is on there, including all the NPCs, are just there presently. And if you kill everybody in there, I don't think they respawn.
Oh wow.
Because they're all meant to be there. But if the Victory Memorial Camp was supposed to have more quests, and there is like remnants of that later in the game. Like you'll do this one quest, Old Soldiers, and you will get this uniform that would allow you to walk around in the Victory Memorial Camp without people being upset. And in fact, you would actually be a higher ranking officer, so you could order people around if you wanted to, much as the game would have permit that. But for some reason, they let you do the quest that gives you that outfit, but they don't ever let you go back in there. But you could ghost back in there with the outfit on, and we could try that once we get to that point.
Yeah.
Did we ever confirm that the uniform gave us that functionality?
I think we did.
For our prudent friend.
Not any of the ordering around, but it
fox
didn't
has
seem
gone
to
to
aggravate
bed.
the soldiers, if
fox
memory
has
serves.
gone
I could
to
be
bed.
wrong.
No, I believe that outfit was supposed to just be for conformity in the military camp.
Which would be very on par with Arthur's entire shtick of being such an average, ordinary, dull-looking man that he can kind of blend in anywhere.
Yeah,
It's
he has the most
also-
outfits, so what's one
It
more?
it also works really nicely with the fact that like he can't lie to women at all, really. Like anytime he's confronted with a woman, cannot lie. But men, he can just start lying and pretending to be like he has some sort of authority, and you can do that in the memorial. There's no women in there, so
Not a problem for Arthur.
no.
I do wonder also if we might have like more people in the camp if the game was better optimized.
Possibly. That is another thing that I think is interesting, is that in Sally's Act, this set piece does exist, but it doesn't, you can't go actually in there. You literally just come to the bridge and then it takes you into a cutscene in Bing's office, and then it puts you back out here.
Which feels like such a wasted opportunity.
Yeah. But like if you ghost in there, yes, bayoneted.
Yeah. Oh. Oh dear.
B-net?
Yeah. Hey, Ellie, you might know the answer to this.
Winding us up for like 30 seconds.
Okay. Here's the backstory with the BNet. So, on Reddit, somebody a long time ago posted asking, why don't the BNet shoot? And it was spelled BEANETTES, I
Yeah.
think? BNets.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
what they meant was bayonets.
Which is not the part of the rifle that shoots either,
Yeah,
incidentally.
yeah.
No.
Like, even if
Why don't-
they had bullets, the B-nets would not be the part that shoots.
So one time I was playing for everybody, and Ellie joined the call, and I shits and gigs. I was like, "Hey, Ellie, maybe you know this," which is funny because I'm like the fucking scholar of this game. If I'm asking, it should have already been like suspicious.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
"Hey, Ellie, maybe you know this. You know, like in the Victory Memorial Camp, how all the guys have their Lee Enfields, right? And is there like a lore reason why the B-nets don't shoot?"
Ellie and I were so mad. I was
Yeah,
mad. I
yeah.
can't speak for Ellie.
I got a kick out of it.
I do like the little peek behind the curtain that we've like done this before off stream, like
Oh, absolutely.
that
yes.
we have played this game. Just
and if the
straight through
person who
for
made
each
the
other.
BNet post is watching, I hope you know that you brought us so much joy.
Yes,
You brought us so
and,
much joy. You live in our heads rent free.
And to answer your question, they don't have any bullets.
Yeah, that's the answer.
No, yeah, that's like it's a canon thing. You don't have to sneak through here.
Now, you two bloody listen to me, alright? One fine day, the
Oh,
seaboys
the
come running
elephant
into the
story.
regimental HQ.
Yeah, I like
saying
that they're
there's an
already
elephant
asleep.
Broke loose.
Well, yeah, because all he said he was gonna
Elephants
knock all these guys
are
out.
very
yeah.
gentle creatures
And he
most of the
did.
time,
That's why you don't have to sneak.
And they get along just fine.
But this
with the
guy-
man who rides them. He's
This
called
guy,
Brown.
okay, so sometimes when this
But
guy's telling
when
this
they're
long
in
ass
heat,
story,
you have to chain 'em
all
up.
the
And this one,
subtitles
they got
at
loose.
once
And there's
will be
Mo
on the
in
screen.
in exactly the wrong direction. And the elephant runs into the market and starts eating peaches. And the coolie tries to stop him. And the elephant, steps
don't
on him
forget the honey.
something horrible. Mashes him right into the mud, and skin comes off his back like he was peeling a grape. So the seaboys come running up to this general.
If you wanted to, you could ghost into that room with him
say,
and
"You
steal the
must
stuff
go
that's in
shoot
there.
this elephant." So he gets his hunting rifle. Oh, it's a 505 Gibson.
Oh,
And he
yeah.
goes down to the market.
Well, let him finish
Only
telling his
now,
story.
Yeah.
The elephant is
that
in
little-
the
Well, they keep telling it even if you go in
He's
there.
in a field eating
Actually, I don't know that. Just disregard.
Yeah. I was gonna say that's a very bold statement.
forced to shoot it anymore. And by now the moon's come back and he's screaming and jabbering about, "Oh, please don't shoot my elephant." You see,
I think this story it was based on something.
Say,
Something
it's
that
so-
Rudyard Kipling wrote, undoubtedly.
Yeah, it's so detailed it must be based on something else.
No, it's like a poem or something that he wrote. Let me.
Yeah.
And the moon's
That was
crying
the
and
thing you should have
jabbering.
researched.
Cool as a summer
Uh
Low art lyceum, guys.
huh.
This is actually very good advice. Never aim your gun at anyone you don't want to shoot. Never fire your gun at anyone you don't want to kill. A bonus piece of advice: never own a gun.
That's what James is trying to tell Roger. He's like, don't point at it. Anything you're not trying to kill, you fucking. No trigger discipline.
Calmly standing there.
Oh, there.
eating
Oh, look at that
He
one
got
who's like
messed up.
asleep on the other guy's lap.
Some civilian
so
Burma
sweet.
had to shoot a rogue elephant, and he
Isn't
had
it
to
kinda-
practically
is it-
empty a whole magazine into the poor thing.
I thought it was
And
supposed to be
half
like the
an
last
hour at a
episode.
time. But the
Now
general
we're
makes
dying.
tough choices.
Oh, that guy there.
So don't you armchair
unicycle.
generals tell me what you
You never
want
see a
to
unicycle.
Just follow
I wonder if
orders
that
and
came
win
from
the next war.
Contrast and they just threw it in there for
General's
shits and
promise.
gigs.
All right.
Oh, that would make so much sense.
All right, he's done with his. Done with his little story. Time to ghost. Nothing there.
You going ghost?
I'm ghosting. Hey, buddy. Oh, he's zooted.
Here we go. The story is also a reference to Shooting an Elephant, a short essay written by George Orwell, which is not Rudyard Kipling. I was fucking wrong.
I think Rudyard Kipling was the better guess, honestly.
Yeah, like it's very thematic to his kind of thing, and like
Ooh.
Bing does have that sort of bent to his.
Yes.
Oh, let's
Okay.
look at his office while we could talk a bit
Very
about
much
that
so.
while we're
Yeah.
in there. Anyway,
Where's that?
it's based on Shooting an Elephant, which is a short essay by George Orwell, in which an English police official in India, who is the narrator, is called upon to shoot a rampaging elephant, and by the time he arrives, the elephant has calmed down and is harmless. But, however, with the eyes of the natives on him, the narrator feels compelled to kill the elephant anyway, and it dies slowly before being stripped for meat. And the reason why he had to kill the elephant is because otherwise the British army would look weak-willed,
Yes.
and people would start upstarting. Which is,
The only-
the same sort
yeah.
of thing that Bing is facing in this scenario.
I'm like looking at it right now, like and the last paragraph is like talking about whether or not the guy, because he feels guilty about shooting the elephant, right? Because it only killed one guy, and an elephant
Yes,
is
and
a
he
majestic
mentions that
creature.
for-
Yeah,
He doesn't mention it. Sally actually
Yeah.
mentions it because he's told her this story before.
yes.
From his own perspective, which we almost never get to see Bing from his own perspective, except
Yeah.
like that and one other time, which I think is very funny.
Yeah, here. Afterwards, of course, there were endless discussions about the shooting of the elephant. The owner was furious, but he was only an Indian and could do nothing. Besides, legally, I had done the right thing, for a mad elephant has to be killed, like a mad dog, if its owner fails to control it. Among the Europeans, opinion was divided. The older men said I was right, the younger men said it was a damn shame to shoot an elephant for killing a coolie, because an elephant was worth more than any damn corgi coolie. And afterward, I was very glad that the coolie had been killed. It put me legally in the right, and it gave me sufficient pretext for the shooting of the elephant. I often wondered whether any of the others grasped that I had done it solely to avoid looking like a fool.
This is very much giving The Last Supper.
Did I say that? I meant to say it. I thought I said it out loud, but maybe I didn't.
Yeah.
I think there's not enough room to. Do
No,
a
you
proper
can't
last
strangle
supper,
him.
but-
Yeah.
Yeah, I was seeing if I can get... Yeah, I can't get quite the right,
Squeeze
line of
in there,
sight for
yeah.
the full Last Supper. Oh, almost. Nope. I think that might be... Oh!
Oh, thanks,
No,
buddy.
you can if you just clip it right. Trust me, I've been at this for a while.
Yeah. Well, now we know that's there.
Yes.
And I
There's
think it's time to stop
also-
ghosting.
Yes. There's also, I think, a bottle of scotch up in the tower.
I believe there's also a memory in the tower, isn't there?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
No, not that one.
Not that
the other
tower.
one.
Nothing in that tower. The tower over there. Yeah. Yeah, we've got a memory in this one. Oh, hey, buddy.
Yeah, don't fuck with him yet.
No. Scotch.
Free scotch. Ooh.
Scotch. Ooh. Don't mind if I do. And nothing in there. Oh, there it is. Oh! All right. Up we go again. There we are.
The same map? Like,
Yes.
You can't go on it.
They
It's
said I
literally
could.
just that there's
Well,
no
of course the
ladder
Germans
climbing
said you could go
animation.
on it. I'm saying you can't.
I've never been on a battleship.
But that's not the point. We hate the Germans, and that battleship is part of the reason the Germans are our lords and masters right now. Do you remember when they came over in all the little boats?
Do you mean in 1942 or in 1943?
Do you want people to spit on Mum when she goes to the market?
She doesn't go to the market since 1945.
Look, this is just one of those things. I can't explain every single detail of everything to you.
Are you mad at me?
I'm not.
You're not?
I mean, yes, I am mad. I was mad, but now I'm not. Look, please don't go on the Bismarck. It will get you into trouble, which means I'll then be in trouble.
Alright.
You won't go?
I couldn't go without you anyway.
For once, that's a relief.
No fun allowed. Oh, I wonder if the Bismarck doesn't get sunk in this continuity.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that. I was like thinking about the Sabaton song, actually.
Sit down
Don't
for a
mind
little
me.
picnic.
Just having a bit of a sit down.
All right. Well,
No fucking civilians! Yeah, I have to kill you now.
Christ. I better not let anyone see me out of uniform.
well, it sure would
I
be
didn't
great
notice
if we
that.
could
Yeah.
take his uniform.
This isn't Hitman. Regrettably.
Here we are.
It could be.
No,
if
but
it
that
was
line
better
is a
game.
remnant too. Like he
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah.
say that. He says if I better not let him see me out of uniform because there's a uniform he could be wearing, but he can't.
Oh, right. I can't just go and like talk to them.
You better move. He's looking at you.
Attention all personnel. If you find any plane mushrooms inside the camp, please notify
Don't worry,
all
I'm concealed.
so they can be
Why don't you
eradicated.
find some yellow flowers?
Have yet to find a reason to use that in real, but I will.
It makes no sense in real.
No, it doesn't. But
It only makes sense when playing this game.
I could say it to you, and you would get it.
Well, yeah.
You could say it when playing Hitman.
There's nothing like that in Hitman. In Hitman,
No,
you're-
that
you're
would
supposed
make
to-
the game entirely too easy.
In Hitman, you wouldn't just stand there and let the guys look at you.
But what if I did?
That would be foolish.
Perhaps I am that fool.
Maybe we could play Hitman next. DJ would like that.
Which one?
I don't know, whichever one. I don't actually know how many Hitman games there are.
Let's see. There are. I want to say 8.
That's way more than I would have guessed. I would have guessed 5.
Not counting Sniper Challenge or
here we
Hitman
go.
Go.
Hitman Go. Is that
Yes.
where you gotta walk around outside and snipe people?
We've got the
No,
bog.
it's like a little challenge. It's like a Don't you remember? It was kind of like a little fad for a while. Like Friday the 13th had one, and Tomb Raider also had one. It was like the little pawn-based puzzle game.
No, I don't remember this at all.
I
I
think
was
Hitman was the first one,
Hitman
actually.
has never been my franchise, so
We came here to talk about We Have to Few. Now we're talking about Hitman.
Ooh, the air raid shelter. We'll be back
we
there
already
in another
discussed how the
act.
Victory Memorial Camp doesn't have anything for us to talk about.
Yeah.
It does
Oh.
a little.
Ooh. Don't worry about it.
Dysa.
Pay for it.
There is
I'm going to the distillery.
yeah. Yeah,
mean-
we should look at all the stuff around the periphery before
Yeah.
we go
I mean,
to the dome.
the Victory Memorial Camp is pretty. It kind of is what you see. You know, what you see is what you get with it. You know, it's a bunch of old soldiers who are kind of keeping up the sort of pretense of being the home army.
It's a very interesting
Gives them purpose.
Yeah, it's a very interesting point because it is it's integral to the story, but it's also like its usefulness has passed as
There's a
far
guy
as
in
like
here that you need
relevance to the story.
Careful of.
Yeah, that was okay. Let's see.
I think he has lines. Or
Let's
he
go.
did at a point. Yeah,
Just pretend it is beef.
maybe not. I mean, he has his like stock lines, but I thought he had like actual lines. Maybe I dug them up and.
You can camp out on the throne the rest of the bloody night.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, yeah.
Sergeant says, I didn't see you at camouflage training, so I says, thanks.
Is he a mix of unique lines and the stock lines?
I think so because he had lines for using the outhouse, and maybe he had
I'm
lines
gonna
for
make
this
officer.
too.
You'll see.
I feel like
This
I
one
read those
doesn't.
lines.
Now I'm trying Or if there's
not
another
adept
guy
enough at
here.
programming not to have him say the default lines.
It's not that. I think they're just triggered when he's in the outhouse, but he's not in the outhouse.
Ooh, a non-rusty shovel. Don't mind if I do.
There's some nice resources up on that platform too.
Yeah, let me drop.
Well, guys walking
Don't
around
need
out here, I
that.
think. So
Yeah, where's the other guy? Was there another guy around here?
I believe
I
there is.
don't think so.
Oh, well, DJ would know better than me. So
I think it's just
I thought
the
there
one
was
guy.
2.
I
Yeah,
somehow
I might be
also-
thinking of Ollie's act, where I believe there are actually 2.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
because they're plague wastrels at that point.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's another side quest that you could be
Slice
doing
of
here.
pie.
Where? Oh wait, no, you can't yet because you don't have the recipe.
Yeah, you gotta come back.
Oh, I
If
need
you
the
wanna make
mushrooms, don't I?
histoplasma, yeah.
Oh wait, I can get some.
Wait.
Mushrooms are in the bog.
Up there on the platform. Turn around. A
Climb
little
up,
to
yeah.
the left. A little lefter. Right there.
Oh hey.
That thing.
Ooh, that. Alright,
Uh-huh.
that's good.
There's yeah.
Ooh,
Now
ooh.
now you can have a bee net that doesn't shoot.
I'll bet that'll sell for a pretty pence.
Maybe. There's not actually a lot of these that are in. You can only sell it if it's in perfect condition, and there's not a lot of them that are.
Never drop some stuff, Arthur, or it's gonna be tediously
Ooh,
slow
but that one
going.
is.
Wow.
Well, let's see. He can eat something.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can load up with all the Leon builds you want, but most of them
You
are
gotta
like
be
a
able to get
ton's
out of
hair away
here.
from death, so
Uh huh.
no point really.
What am I carrying that's so heavy?
You can sort by weight, I think.
Ooh, enhanced rocks versus rocks.
Yeah, those are fancier rocks.
Oh, come on,
Advanced
you
rocks.
rat. You can't take all this with you.
Let's turn some things into other things. Ooh. Oh, not quite. Oh, we never read Let's All Go Get Killed last stream. Ollie says the only way onto the bridge is from the Appleholme station in the Parade District, which means I've got to get to Appleholme first, which means I've got to get to Maidenholm. Did I mention Ollie's a loony now? Keeps talking to some girl who isn't there, and he's got some sort of shrine to her. Margaret, that's who he talks to. Sally and Percy and I went to school with a Margaret, what's her name, didn't we? And she didn't get on the train, did she? Something terrible happened, and no one would talk about it. Ollie is very cheery about us going to rob the Victory Memorial Camp, or rather, him robbing it whilst old army mates chase me around. Sounds like a lovely way to get bayoneted. I doubt very much anyone's cleaned up the barbed wire. Oh, and the tanks. Let us not forget the tanks. On the other hand, he's promised to help me get to the Britannia Bridge, so I might have to take him up on his offer. Can I trust him? Of course not. Did I mention he's a loony? On the other hand, what else have I got?
What's he got going on, pal?
Yeah. Oh, right, I need to drop stuff. Yeah, I can drop those. Yeah.
82 darts, huh?
I can drop.
What you might
What
ought to
oughta do.
do. Oh yeah, this is gonna be funny. Anyway, what I was gonna say is when you're managing your inventory, it's a good idea to look through your like bottles and your metal bits and your darts, because they're not crafting materials. They don't automatically get shifted over there, but you can keep them and sell them. Which is a very good idea in Sally's act. Woo!
Yippee!
Jesus!
Yeah, that's
A
why I do
heroin
this.
addict lives here, Christ!
That's why he was so weighed down. Let's see. This is...
The submarine pin.
Don't want to be there.
They don't ever actually say that because that's something that was cut from it, but that is what it is.
Where is the bog?
The bog.
Am I
So
coming up
like
on
the
the
stuff
bog?
that you're looking at,
Ooh,
it
here
goes
we
around in
go.
a circle. Yeah.
Here we go.
I think there's 6 histoplasma mushrooms in here. Ventus Bunyan. And then there's another one at the other exit. There it is. Turn around. It's on the left. Keep going. On the left. Just follow the line. On the left.
There we go.
There
This
might
is
be another one
why-
on the right here, but I don't know that for sure.
I think I already got that one. I have 8 of them.
8.
Now I think I need the
You-
recipe to be able to...
Yeah, you'll get that when you talk to Ollie.
Yeah.
Just keep going the other way around. And then I can tell you about the berry patch.
Ooh, yeah. Should we go through the bog or around the bog?
Through the bog. Through the bog.
Ray has
through
spoken.
the bog. Yeah.
See, you directing me where to find the mushrooms is why we can't have you guys with the latency.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
If your feet are sore,
No, that's exactly it, because we tried that the first when we were on Twitch, and the 10 seconds is just nothing. I can't tell you where nothing is when you're like that. So I can't tell you nothing.
Oh. No, we don't. Don't worry about it.
They're bombing us again!
Oh. Oh, that was actually quite something.
Yeah.
Too bad I'm
You're-
concealed.
Okay, here's the berry patch.
Oh,
He saw you. You are not concealed.
I am no longer concealed. He tripped right over me. Oh my gosh, the way. Alright. Sent me flying.
Let's give him an English welcome. Jerry!
I'm no Jerry. Now, I may not be concealed, but... Oh. Hey, the B-net is shooting.
Yeah,
It's not shooting. They're throwing bangers at you.
St. George!
Ooh, the berries.
You're not concealed.
What if I could be?
If wishes were horses.
Now you're concealed.
There we go.
Okay, so normally when you walk up to this place and you're not just like walking around and letting people see you, there's a guy standing here and crying because there's like a little memorial plaque.
Yeah.
And there was a cut quest where it was called Scary Berries. That was like the code name. I'm sure they would have thought of something better for the actual name. But the idea was you had to scare this guy away by pretending to be a ghost so that you
would've
could
been
steal the
so
berries.
fun.
I know.
Oh, there he is. He's crying.
Remember in Fallout New Vegas when you went to, fuck, what was that one town?
Should we knock
I
him
think it was
out?
like Boulder City or something, and the guy is standing there at the memorial, and he's not crying because it's Fallout and he's manly, but like, if you point the camera at the memorial, he'd get all mad because it counted as shooting it
Yes.
in the code.
Brave martyrs of the St. Crispin's Day Uprising.
Because this game is not Fallout, this man is crying.
Yes.
That would have been such a fun quest.
And it would be like one of those short little ones too.
Yeah.
Take like 2 seconds. I think too, it's not the case anymore, but I think in a previous build maybe that guy had the key to the depot.
Ooh.
That is no longer the case. I think the guy who's actually just like sitting outside the depot has the key.
Attention all personnel.
There's so much cut content. Like, not a ton of cut content, but like there's a fair amount of like, oh, we had stuff that was gonna like engage you around here.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I dig out of Poet just to see, because like a lot of times there's additional like context in just even cut lines, and but like a lot of the stuff that I dig out, I would say most of it there's not like a clear reason for it being cut, so I just assume it's like a time investment kind of thing. There's
Yeah.
very few quests where I'm like, oh, this was obviously cut because like there was one that I thought was cut because it undermined Sally's character. And then yeah, go ahead.
Speaking of Sally.
Arthur! Arthur? You get down from that tree before I chop it down.
Do you know why they're registering us?
The Germans love their lists, that's all.
They're taking us away on a train to Germany. You
They love
know
trains
about
too.
it, don't you?
Who told you that? It's ridiculous.
Oh, you all know about it, just not the kids.
Look, they've got cows there. It's not going to be powdered milk. They might even have chocolate.
Oh, chocolate makes it all better.
They've got tanks, Arthur. Or haven't you noticed? How are we supposed to argue with tanks?
I don't want to go to Germany.
It's only for a little while, I think.
I don't want to be a hostage.
Calm down. Let's have some tea.
Oh, right, I'll come down.
They don't have tea in Germany. I mean, they do, but like
How very
they're not good
English.
I
You're not good at pizza
think I
either.
might be
Oh,
stuck,
God.
actually.
Oh, goggles.
Our German mutual tried to make some pizza, made some homemade pizza today, and posted a picture. And we looked at it. We were like, "Is that corn in the pizza?"
Oh no!
Corn.
Oh no!
It was indeed corn in the pizza.
Oh. Hey everyone, welcome to Low Art Lyceum.
Yeah.
Welcome to the dump.
Yeah. Fun.
Parting is such sweet sorrow.
Look, Mom, no hands. No Hans.
No Hans.
Do you ever wonder why the Germans didn't take their tanks with them when they left?
I've made a map. There's a hole in the fence, inside the dump. You just have to get in here, get the key, and cut the power. Then, sneak out into the darkness while I rob them blind. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
How do I cut the
It's
power?
easy with Squeezy.
The general
is easy
keeps the
with
keys in
Squeezy.
his desk.
You want me to break into the General's office?
Any way you can scotch the power is fine by me, lad. I'll meet you back at the train station.
What if they spot me?
Maybe you
I
up to
could run.
doing the
They don't have a
scotching?
lot of ammunition, but they're terribly handy with their bayonets.
That's your plan B? Run?
Well, you could ask them for some of their famous hot buttered crumpets, but I wouldn't recommend it. They can't run very fast. They're all old farts, like me.
Good luck.
Right, Ollie. Let's see that map you made.
Ooh, there it is.
Ollie's sleeping potion for those chaps on the bridge.
Oh, okay. See, this tells you where Wellington Wells is. It's in this little like inlet.
Shrine in let's see, because that's Ireland air.
Yeah.
So here?
The part that's circled and says WW.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a
you're
little
pointing
inlet
at right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it's not on the sea.
No, it's like in the river.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that's
I mean, I'm sure that inlet is
that's
probably
where
salty.
that's where I got that from. Yeah.
Yeah.
So within here, off the coast of Wales. Yeah.
Yes.
This inlet. I'm forgetting what this is called. There's a name for this. Specifically.
Let's find out.
Yeah.
We can all learn
Like
together.
having the Library of Alexandria in my pocket. It's called the Bristol Channel.
There it is. Oh, right. That's where I got the Bristol Bridge from. Right. I was writing
This
fanfic and I
lovely
had a whole thing
drawing.
of Arthur crossing the Bristol Bridge and how easy it was to cross a bridge.
That makes sense, because, like, the bridge is quite short for what you would expect for, like, an island nation like this, but if it's just, like, in a river,
Yeah.
in the little inlet there.
Ooh, when was the last time he slept? Well, in any case, we should probably...
He's not.
oh, I don't have any water in
gagging
my
for it.
canteen. Water ration it is. Oh dear. What? What is that?
That's,
Got your,
that's good.
got your gas mask on.
That's good, that's anti-choke.
Well,
So
Your
now you can.
statuses are under the heart.
well, he's still thirsty.
Yeah. You can.
Eat the
Can you
stew.
drink the whiskey?
Yes. But
I've never done it. I've never tried.
That fixes your thirst.
Let's see. There's footsteps further away. Ooh, sprint quietly.
Yeah, that's a good idea here.
Yeah. Now, I think we
You
might
could do
want
to be hardier.
I could do to be hardier. Let's get a little healthier. All that running around will do him some good. And we have... Look at all those tanks!
Ooh,
Look
boy.
at all those tanks! Sally and I used to go and stare at them. Wonder if they were fun to drive. She wanted to be a rocket ship pilot, but I think a tank would have made her reasonably happy. The grown-ups tried very hard not to be somewhere they could see the tanks, or the military camp, and it being out in the rubble, that wasn't too hard for them. I wonder why the germs left them behind. I mean, once they had the kids. Didn't they need the tanks because the Soviets were smashing them to pieces in the East? There's a very real chance I should go get myself killed. It's an odd sensation. On the one hand, I'm absolutely terrified. On the other hand, I haven't had an adventure since Sally fucked off. I used to think I'd run into her. How have I never run into her? It's been 14 years. I want her to explain to me how she could ever have done that. And I don't want to. I want to forget the whole horrible, sordid thing and be the two musketeers again. I used to have a whole speech memorized. Or maybe she's already got a new musketeer. A girl like Sally makes new friends so easily. The lads across the street would literally stop talking and watch her go by. She always got a kick out of that. Oh Christ, this is not what I signed up for when I went off Joy. All I wanted was to get the hell out. I mean, to find Percy. Can't I bloody pick and choose what memories I get back? Well, if I get bayoneted to death, problem solved, so there's that.
Ta-da! Fire, water, etc.
Should we make moonshine before we go in, or...?
It would be a good idea, I think, because I also think it would be a good idea to maybe go back and dump your inventory
Holy shit,
before
there
you
was
get
a
in there
hole
and
the
start
fence in
looting the
dump.
depot and the
That sounds like the size of the
canteen and the
weekly bomb
armory.
front gate.
Ooh. Look at him go.
Don't forget there's guys walking around out here.
I'll stay off the path.
But we're silent.
Yeah.
We're silent, but you ain't invisible.
Oh, Arthur. The resentment that Arthur has towards Sally. is kind of next level. Like, and the thing is that, like, yes, the whole thing with his dad, but there's, oh, let's see.
You have to add, yeah.
The sugar, there we go. But the thing is that I can understand to a certain degree of it, but there is a, where do I put the...
You gotta go turn the valve on the outside.
Ah, there it is, yeah.
Where are you going?
Ooh,
You
wait,
passed
I
it.
gotta fill up my canteen
The
real
valve.
quick.
Yeah, alright.
But, I don't know, the whole, like, oh, the guys would stop and watch her, and she always got a kick out of that, and gosh, she makes her friends so easily. And he's right, but I think
Well,
there's a
that's
certain degree of, like, unwarranted bitterness from him.
What it is that, you know, he obviously had this huge crush on her, but she never looked at him that way.
Yeah.
And that's because she saw him as, like... She had her own crush on him, too, but, like, the difference is she kind of sees him as, like, functional.
Yes, well, she sees everybody as functional, so...
She has this line about, like, the great thing about being with Arthur is that it was like being alone, but with someone. And it's like, that's kind of... I know that probably sounds romantic to her, but it sounds like really,
Yeah, if I said that about somebody I ostensibly, like, was romantically involved with, it would be...
suspect.
It would be weird.
But no, that's what he's saying, is that, like, he'll have another journal later, too, where he talks about, like, how she always wanted to hang out with, people who were better than him, or people who were worse than him, but she wanted to hang out with anyway, or, like, sometimes she would just hide up in her room, and it's always a thing of, like, his presence to her is very convenient.
Yeah.
What's funny is that he's the only one that appears repeatedly in all of her, like, you know, like, her memories are not related to him, but her journals are. Like,
Yes.
she's not talking about all those other friends that she was hanging out with all the time. Like, Arthur's, like, once he appears, she's like, oh, Arthur. Like, to, like, what they mean to each other is, and what they think they mean to each other are completely incongruent. Like,
Well,
yes.
and they're very much mutually infatuated with the idea of each other.
Yes.
Because it's like, she thinks that Arthur is a far better person than he is, and Arthur thinks that Sally is just a different person than she is. I wouldn't say better or worse, but...
The thing I think is interesting about Arthur's perception of Sally is that he sees her as very innocent in the world, despite, like, this thing that he blames her for. But at the end of the day, he does recognize that if I give up everything that I'm doing right now for her, she's probably gonna fuck me. And not in the way that I want.
Yeah.
Like...
And it is that frustrating thing of, like, he's right.
I do think that, like, I do think that his estimation of her as a sort of, like, naif, as a sort of somebody who doesn't know anything, like, when she asks for the cod liver oil, he's like your mom used to torture you with, like, but it confuses, like, her motivations confuse him, although he does recognize that she has, like, designs on things that he cannot comprehend.
How many of these do you need?
Like,
Jesus.
yeah, I was gonna say, like,
Oh, I've just been filling them while we chat. Let's see.
yeah. 18 is good.
But they sell for
We're
16.
never gonna use all those.
They sell for 16.
Alright, whatever.
Here, let's bring it to an even 20.
Okay, alright.
I think Arthur realizes that there is more to Sally than he understands. And I don't know that Sally, like, I don't know that it's the other way around. Lion ass Ellie.
Wait, I got... Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's alright, one of them is for,
Yeah, one of them is for you.
for me. Yeah, later, when I have to...
When you need it.
21 for every year that you can drink, except not in this country.
Not in this country, no.
18 for every year you can drink.
Yeah, you can't fast travel from anywhere on this island because it's a set piece basically.
So time to get running.
Yeah, so I would go back out the front, go back to the safe house, put all your shit that you're not gonna use, look at all your darts and all that crap. And then come back and you'll have nice light pockets for raiding the depot and raiding the armory.
Yeah,
and...
can't let Ollie have all the fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun when we get into the parts of the game with Arthur and Sally's interactions.
Now you can fast travel.
Let's see. Let's go to the hatch.
I'd really love to know why that particular Ben
I
smells of
was
cheese.
there's that one YouTube video that has a couple million views that's saying We Happy Few was a great story weighed down by a bad game.
Yes,
I put it. And really good video for the most part, except for the stuff on Sally's act.
Everybody gets Sally's act wrong. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that's everybody.
Yeah, and that very much was the one thing where it's like, ooh, not quite, because I mean, he referred to
thought
Sally.
she was
he thought she was
girlfriend.
Arthur's ex-girlfriend, and that she cheated on him, and that's why he was mad. And
Not to put this guy on blast or anything, like on the off chance that like anyone's watched the video, but we were actually going to, and then we didn't.
No.
TJ and
That's
I.
what we were saying, is that this game is like so very fucking dense, and there's so much reading, and there's so much listening, and there's so much stuff that you have to like play a certain way to like even experience. So like I get like how he could make this mistake, because there's a lot of like there's also like stuff that is it's remnants of old storylines, and then it gets confusing simply because the thing that supports whatever is being said has been removed, and like you come to the wrong conclusion based on that, and that happens so much in this game.
Well, and it's a very, very easy mistake to make. Like, it's like, okay, well, these two clearly have something going on. Maybe they would, like, you know, if you just assumed right off the bat, like, oh, they were dating and then something happened, and then you find out later that something did happen.
The same as assuming that Ollie and Uncle Jack were dating.
yeah, like, I made my mistakes, but...
No, like, I do think that mistake is probably worse than thinking that Arthur and Sally are exes.
Yeah, that's a bit of
pretty,
a stretch.
Like,
yeah.
Arthur and Sally being exes is actually, like, it's an easy mistake to make, but it is a completely like incorrect estimation of their relationship, and it colors everything completely differently. So it's actually kind of huge.
Yeah.
It's a very like it structurally it's a very big mistake to make, but what we're saying is that we completely understand how this guy had come to that conclusion.
I think I put it in the back pocket, like when I first played through it, or rather, I think I watched through the cutscenes first. I was like, okay, these two clearly have something going on, but I didn't jump to any conclusions about it because, like, it was clearly important to the story, so I was like, I'll put that in the back pocket for later.
Like, I don't want to get ahead of the plot.
Yeah, we'll reassess when the time comes, and then you find out, like, later what happened. But if I don't blame anybody for thinking that was the case. It's just, well, if you're gonna make a 2-hour YouTube video about it, maybe do your research.
Oh, we're doing more than a 2-hour YouTube video.
We've already done more than a 2-hour YouTube video.
And we still learn stuff.
Yeah.
Every time you play this game, you learn something new. You hear something you didn't hear the last time. You come across a prop that you didn't see the last time you were in a place.
Yeah, you hear a line
I do
that's
not
brand
need
new.
to be having... I do not need to have this many disposable safecrackers on me. I feel like 4
Yeah,
is
see,
fine.
that's what I mean, is that you gotta go through and look at all your, like, stuff that's not a crafting item, because, like, you dump your crafting and you think, alright, all that stuff is gone, now my inventory is clear, but do you need 21 caltrops? I don't think so.
Do I have 21 caltrops?
Yes, you do.
Oh dear.
Oh my. You have 30 flash! Alright. No one's gonna catch you.
Maybe like 10 darts. Like, I only use the darts for, like, taking out peepers. Yeah, 5, 3 even. 3 would be sufficient, I think. Like, how many...
Yeah, how many caltrops are you actually gonna use? I've never used them except on Crazy Legs.
I don't need to have a whole bunch of repair kits. I'll keep 1 on me, just in case.
Yeah.
Wow,
I don't think there's anything you need a repair kit for until you get to Maidenholm, and even then, like...
Yeah.
I don't think you can actually access it until you get to Ludsholm and get this thing to do that, so...
Alright, we're in a better way. We're in a better way. Ooh, do I have what I need to make tea?
You may not even have the
tea in this
recipe
game.
yet.
I don't have the recipe to make tea. Arthur, you're an Englishman.
I know, right?
Let's give
What
him
sort
a
of
little,
self-respecting Brit?
a little 3-hour
I have
nap.
to learn to make
Hard
tea.
day's night, that was.
Will the town get rid of their rats?
All right.
How will they pay the piper?
Might as well save while you're here.
Oh, you might as well go fuck yourself.
All right.
Doesn't it autosave when you sleep?
Probably.
it may.
I just manually saved because I like to spawn back into the thing when I come back from a playthrough.
Here he goes.
We'll laugh about this later.
Holy Arthur.
Ha 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 ha.
We needed him.
Lionel Richie ain't got no right being funny.
I know. I think it's sickening actually.
We were watching I Love the 90s, and they were doing their thing on. It was either Live Aid or Farm Aid. One of
It
those
was
like.
Live Aid, yeah.
Or no, it was We Are the World.
Yeah, you're right.
And they're like, they got all these like big heavy hitters of the music industry of the 90s, and then all of a sudden Dan Aykroyd is in the background. It's like, why is he here? And Lionel Richie, they ask him about it, and he goes,
Oh my god.
we needed him.
Like like he's laughing and then suddenly very serious. We needed him. Like Dan Aykroyd, indispensable to the cause. Why is Dan Aykroyd here?
Oh, he's gone. wait, he's gone.
Yes.
Leaning. We can real quick.
Oh yeah, we can get our screenshot.
Let's. Anything there? Is there a photo mode?
No, but you can do ghost, or not ghost, you can do, show HUD, and it'll take the HUD off, actually.
Ooh, alright. Oop, wrong button.
No, tilde. HUD. All one word. There you go. You have to spell it right, though.
Oh.
All the way. Yeah.
There we go.
Oh,
There we
that's really
go.
nice. I like the pinup in the background too. That really makes it for me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's
Mitzi.
beautiful. I can make this into such a good thumbnail.
Slap that chroma key on it and
Yeah. Do my little gradient map and... Oh, wait, can we get the... No, I think I had it, yeah. That's...
Do you want some of my screen capping tips for when I do this?
Yeah, what's your screen capping tip?
Okay,
Please tell
so
us,
see these see how the planks, they go up straight, they're vertical?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the horizontal ones there. You kind of want to line your edge up with you want to make it parallel. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
And that makes it nicer. And then if you need to go down lower, you can do C for crouch, just like tap it and it goes a little lower.
Oh, that's so good.
And then space if you need to go back up.
these are good tips for anybody wanting
Yeah.
to take screenshots.
This is what I do when I do, like, I had my video game decor blog whenever I would take screenshots for that, when I do my intro images for my fic, or anytime I'd just taken screen caps for anything. I'd try to, like, make it nice. You're clipping into the thing behind you, though. Yeah, there you go.
Imagine Percy in the
This is how I
village
get,
now.
like, really nice
Good
screen
feeling.
caps when I'm in, like, a very confined
excuses
area, too, is you just kind of, like, gotta finagle your way in here, line things up, make it look nice.
Ooh, yeah, because if I go down a little bit, I can get the guy on the floor.
Yes, you can get everything framed the way you'd like.
Yeah, because I think the guy on the floor really...
It really sells it.
It adds a little...
100%.
A little je ne sais quoi. Oh.
Yay!
Yay!
And then also, while we're here, another thing that you can do while ghosting is if you are being pursued and you just can't get these people to calm down, if you just space and go all the way up to the sky, they'll stop quite quickly, and then you can just come back down.
Man, this is art right here. All right.
Oh, you're falling.
You're stuck in a
forever.
wall.
Yeah.
You have to ghost and then make sure that you are placed in a walkable area. There you go. Yes. And then for your HUD, you can do show HUD, but if you open the menu, it'll also just pop your HUD back. You have to turn that off
Nice.
every time you open the menu.
Oh, yeah, he's passed out too. After telling his elephant story.
Yeah.
Alright, and now everyone who's watching this also knows how to take a cool screenshot in We Happy Few.
Don't go all the way to the bridge, just like turn. There you go. Beautiful.
I hope you're proud of me.
I'm so proud.
Obviously.
I'm so proud. I'm so happy that you waited while I stumbled trying to like articulate the idea that I was trying to. You know how the thing that I can't even point at to show you. You know how that is, right?
Yeah. I like when you're trying to instruct me on something and you're saying over there, and I can hear you pointing at the screen that I cannot see.
It's not that I'm pointing, it's that I'm literally saying over there and I am in my own mind being like,
yes,
Ray can't tell what over there is.
No.
Find the words.
I never do. I never know it.
Dump at your own risk if you must. But we do not
like it.
Should we wait
You know
till...
what you could use the caltrops for is these two guys that you can't, like, separate?
Ooh, yeah.
There's a crate over there you could be looting.
There is a crate I could be looting. Glass bottles.
Yeah, this is one of the weird crates
Guide
where it has
defending
actual physical objects in it and then also the lootable.
Guide to fitting in. There's something funny about Arthur, like, reading a book called Guide to Fitting In. He would.
Mm-hmm.
So the sergeant says, I didn't see you at camouflage training. So I says, thanks. No plans to voice contact with the enemy, you know?
You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's not my
Yeah, throw the caltrops at him. You won't even have to fight him, really.
And then
I mean, if you just throw them at them, they'll start stepping on
oops.
them. You don't have to, like, lure them into them.
Who's that?
Okay, but this is a, like, time-limited thing, and they're not gonna be like this forever.
Jerry's in the house!
Oops.
Get out,
Indeed.
bastard! We're under attack!
Oh gosh, wrong
Come back for
thing.
Another beating! Spy!
You know, I probably should have been smarter about this.
Don't even worry about it.
In hindsight. 2020 and all
Yeah.
that.
When I said throw the caltrops at them, I meant, like, at him. You didn't have to, like, do the whole thing with the rubber duck.
Well, there's my 3 caltrops.
Wonderful. Wunderbar.
We beat you once, we beat you again!
Okay, walk back over the caltrops, why don't you?
They're here! They're back!
Oh, they're bayoneting you.
Started! It's finally
The
started!
peanuts are shooting.
They don't
We
shoot.
beat you once, we'll...
Don't worry about it. So, if anybody's watching, I'm combat in this game, top tier.
They're here! back for England and St. George.
Well,
Better
see,
or
that's why
worse?
I normally play this as a stealth game rather than a
Yeah.
combat game.
Sometimes it does sort of force you into a situation where it's like, man, I can really only fight my way out of this. Otherwise, you're going to be sitting there for like 1,000 years.
Even then, like you can still play it a little smarter than
I am right
using
now.
the non-lethal weapon on these guys with bayonets. Yeah. Like what you could do if you didn't want to kill them is just like work on them with a more powerful weapon and then switch to the help.
Oh, Arthur.
Found you.
You sure did.
Back for more punishment.
Nighty night.
Night. Oh, look at this guy.
Yeah, he's
Oh.
chilling. I think he went away. You don't even have to fuck with him.
Love that.
I mean, he'll be back eventually, but like...
I get my rubber ducks. Ooh, look at those flies.
He'd be eating flies right now.
Where did the rubber duck go? Oh, hello.
Whoever that was, they ain't here no more.
Hello, lad.
Hello.
Righto, sir.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, please don't struggle.
There we go.
Nighty night, Private.
breather. Lovely.
You get all your extra darts.
Ooh. We know I need more of those.
Yeah.
While we're here, why don't we just go back to the distillery and
Ooh.
get all the ones
Look
you
at those
dropped?
teeth.
Hmm.
Have any headlines we can read?
No. I mean, that's the same ones as always.
Greeting- Oh,
New
yep.
greetings coming.
Okay. Fun, dumb. Let's see. Is there... Right. Oh, I've just gone in a big circle, haven't I?
Yeah. But you're where you're supposed to go.
Yeah. I honestly, I actually haven't played this part of the game in a while because I just have different save files at different points in the game. So I'm trying to remember. Oh no, I was on the right track with climbing up this, wasn't I? Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right, here goes.
Papier-mâché.
We took all the kids to the train station. We sent them off to Germany because of papier-mâché.
Papier-mâché. All right, journal time.
Stop. Journal time.
Papier-mâché? Papier-mâché and plywood tanks. Christ. We never rose up because of fake tanks. We gave them the kids because of fucking fake tanks. Oh. We did, Arthur. I mean, you didn't. You were a kid.
Long bone. You could still see the bruises on his face as he walked into the village square. But he did not seem afraid. He did not seem like a man who could ever fear.
Yep, there they are. Honestly, they've held up quite well for papier-mâché.
Attention all personnel.
There was a post a while back asking how, and I remember Alex Epstein went in there and said something about it. It was like kind of a throw-off comment, and I went and replied to him, and I was like, you did have that one line on the PA about how they paint them periodically, and if they're using, like, exterior house paint or paint that they would use on their military vehicles, then yeah, the tanks would have a nice weatherproof coating.
Well, and
He didn't reply to me.
Paper mache is like, if you know, done correctly, it actually can hold up quite well.
Yeah.
And I assume that, you know, because this is these are of German origin, they're highly well constructed, and probably they were instructed to paint the tanks periodically.
Relax. Don't question it.
Soldiers found drunk on duty will be
I think they do, like, it is a thing that they mention on the PAs, and I think it's not that the Germans made them do it. It's like, I think it's just like part of their, they're like looking for shit to do out here.
Yeah, like it gives them
They got
purpose.
to give themselves jobs.
Now's the time to endure, as they say.
This won't hurt a bit.
Attention all personnel. Patrols
A little stack of bodies I'm piling up here.
in the forest. More than the usual number of plague victims have been spotted there recently.
Oh, you know, the Victory Memorial Camp is also one of the places where you can see the progression of plague.
Ooh.
Because in Arthur's Act, there's no plague wastrels. There's just that one guy in the bog. But they've all been drinking the liquor from the distillery.
Sorry to bother.
So they get more and more plague wastrels that way. And then by, like, when you come here as Sally, there's plague wastrels, but it's not, like, insurmountably so.
Mm-hmm. And then as
And then,
Ollie...
like, and then as Ollie, all the ones patrolling the perimeter are plague wastrels instead of just, like, in the forest and in the distillery.
You may want to take an extra joy or two, as boiling may break it down.
That's a fun, interesting little bit too. Is that they just had that PA thing about how you need to take more joy because boiling the water here will break the joy in the water down. But the water out here actually doesn't get joy.
Yeah.
Which that's inconsistent information, but I think it's okay for it to be inconsistent because, like, they wouldn't know.
No.
Boom. The
They're like, yeah,
rebels.
we get joy out here.
In Flanders field the poppies wilt. They've heard about poor England's guilt. Our captain said it wouldn't do to fire on his men so true. Their duty bound them to rebel, but now we're all bound straight for hell. The Germans had the guilty men. At first we would not turn on them. Then ready you to meet your God, for none live but the firing squad. The Germans called for volunteers, and so we gave in to our fears, and longing for our homes and wives, we shot the rebels to survive. The Germans said 'twas for the best, for dealing with the sad unrest. They pinned bronze eagles to their chests. Scouts.
Oh, I can't go, Percy. I feel terrible. I keep wanting to throw up, but I never quite can.
But we're supposed to tell the scouts about the plants across the river.
Actually, you're supposed to tell the scouts while I nod sagely.
I can't hear you.
You're not sick, Percy. Just go and tell the scouts about the plants.
I can't talk to them.
Do you think they're going to be nasty to you without me?
No.
Well, I'm vomiting.
I want to make my brother some tea.
Are you going to just not show up? Alright, look. I'll phone them. Just remember to turn the flame off this time. Alright?
Attention all personnel.
I'm supposed to nod sagely about plants.
It through. This brilliant mystery story stars Jack Buchanan, Greta Gint, with Ronald Shiner as Pug.
They're just out here doing plays.
That was Bulldog sees it through. They're seeing a movie. They do have a play, but this was movie night. I kind of want to write Bulldog sees it through. Just to shits and gigs.
I think you should.
They're keeping fit. Ooh. Oh!
Attention all
You don't see nothing.
personnel. If you find any plague mushrooms inside the camp, please notify Corporal Ramsbottom
All right.
so they can be
It's
eradicated.
busy pathway, huh?
Yeah.
Just wait for those two to go that way.
I'll clean it again.
Go here.
It's nothing personal.
Okay. You didn't see
Pay
nothing.
for it, sir.
You didn't see nothing.
You know where you're going?
Very good, sir. Righto, sir.
You didn't.
Righto,
Stay,
sir.
Attention all personnel. If you find any plague mushrooms inside the camp, please notify Corporal Ramsbottom so they can be eradicated.
When this is all over, I wouldn't mind.
You're
having a
okay,
couple
Jill.
with some of
Yeah,
those
I'm
Jerrys.
concealed. I'm concealed.
Man to man, they're decent, clean folk. Very good, sir.
Is that yours?
Ooh, that's the general's office. There's probably...
That's where you're going.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anywhere else I want to go first.
Well, don't worry about that, because you're going to have to go back the entire
You're
other
right.
way.
And we can always get back in if we need to.
Yeah. You could even come back later
was
with
in
the
General
suit
Bing's
and
office.
do the science.
Ooh, piano.
Happy Hamlin, the play.
Don't worry, in Happy Hamlet, no one dies.
No one dies in Happy Hamlin.
Ooh, what if we took a nap in General Bing's bed?
And when he woke up, he realised it had all just been a bad dream.
His little art prints.
Oh yeah, we want to talk about General Bing. So like, General Bing, his office, in Ollie's act, he claims he's been kind of marooned out here on the
Maybe I should have a reading.
out in the visit in the Victory Memorial Camp, but like he has this sort of Rudyard
Well,
Kipling
clever
bent to the way that he decorates, which makes sense because we learn all about his campaigning in India and everything.
He's not the man who wakes you up in the morning.
The clock is errant.
The band.
A hatch.
He just has one.
If it leads underground like the others, I can use it to get out of here once I'm done.
He's got this elephant foot umbrella stand
Wait, where's this umbrella?
that pretty much only exists here and in his safe house.
Let's see, where was... Oh, yeah! Yeah.
Yes.
Which you know that's a
That's
real
literally
elephant
just for
foot.
him.
Yeah.
Yes.
That he got when he was in India.
Attention all personnel. Tonight's movies will be...
We might need to recruit.
Nothing in his desk. I mean, smart man to not keep
Shows one of Britain's
anything of
If you climb up
importance.
onto the desk, there's like a little loft area with a bunch of
Ooh,
chests.
yeah, I was gonna climb up via the...
You can't climb the ladder. You have to climb on the desk and then climb up to the ledge.
Oh, can't climb on the bookcase. The grab mechanics in this game.
There's something else.
Fine linen, very nice. Scotch, very nice. You know, I don't feel bad about robbing him. You've seen his safe house. Well, if you're watching this, who knows? Maybe you haven't seen his safe house. You will see his safe house.
He doesn't need all those bottles.
If your feet are sore from marching all day, take a break and join the painters next Monday. Any volunteers will be excused from marching.
Just resting my feet.
Close that window.
I'm just watching.
Because they can see you through the window when it's open, but if you close it, suddenly they can't.
Yeah. Oh yes, I have to sabotage the generator.
Yes.
Alright, I think we've seen all there is to see in General Bing's office for now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got his
You
piano.
came here to get the key in order to get into the room that has the generator. Now you have to go to the other end of the camp to turn the generator off.
It's kind of an interesting blend of humble and self-important, which speaks to General Bing's character.
He's utilitarian, but he's also traditional.
Yes.
In the sense that he's got his heritage and he acknowledges it. Because, you know, he clearly comes from, like, maybe not, like, amazing money, but, you know, in the way that...
No.
You are not concealed.
I am not. Now I am. Well, it's kind of like, you know, later on we find that sort of unfinished memoir.
Yes.
Where he is talking about his sense of duty and how he was a total narc when he was a kid and how this is a positive trait in his eyes.
Yeah, that's what I meant when we see, like, one other time when we get to see Bing on his own terms, and even in that he kind of portrays himself as a...
He's like, I'm an asshole and that's a good thing.
It's not even like he's an asshole, it's that he's like... He's tattletale is what it is.
Mm-hmm. If you don't love him at his worst, you don't deserve him at his best.
Day for it, sir. Very good, sir.
It's better to go the other way because the spotlights have a harder time seeing you.
Yeah.
The other way. See?
Yep.
Inside the camp. If you don't recognize a soldier, grab and hold him until his sergeant can vouch for him. If he runs, kill him.
You could keep moving. The other way.
I want to go into the officers' quarters. There we go.
Lock that door. I think there's another copy of that poem in here somewhere.
Ooh, stiff upper lip.
But it's like written slightly different.
We've got Camp Morale.
Oh, yeah.
It has come to my attention that Camp Morale remains low, despite increased joy rations. Apparently, some men still nurse feuds dating back to crossed out POW days. Youthful times. It is imperative that we, cast aside childish things, function as one unit. Unfortunately, our amateur dramatic society has not improved morale. Perhaps the choice of Richard III was to blame. Could we not instead mount a comedy? I myself love Much Ado About Nothing. I am also distressed by reports of pranksters attempting to scare Lance Corporal, thank you. Lance Corporal Starveling, when he is on night guard duty at the monument. Fear of ghosts is indeed unmanly, but it is not the place of fellow soldiers to take it upon themselves. So that's
Yes. Scary berries.
That's which originally Arthur was going to have a hand in.
Yes. See, it would be funnier then if they had left that in there, and then this was a note that you could find as Ollie.
That would be so good.
Attention all personnel. To allow time to repair the mannequin,
All right.
bayonet practice has been rescheduled for 0900 hours
First aid
tomorrow morning.
kit. I believe we... Oh, the little tiny paper mache tank.
Yeah.
The prototype.
I like when they use the big props and just make them small and turn
Yeah.
them into toys.
Scott.
Effective use of assets.
Yeah, they do that a lot in this game. Like, it's a thing that, like, when you're really, like, analyzing, the set design and stuff, you start to notice is that they really are quite clever with the use of their assets.
Mm-hmm.
Please notify Corporal Ramsbottom
And how they,
Yeah, I'd be
repurpose
curious
things.
how many people they actually had on modeling and shit like that, because it can't have been that many. The team wasn't
I don't
that
believe
big,
so,
right?
no.
So, you know, the fact that this game, there are parts of it that feel repetitive, but that's because of the randomized nature of the map. But like, most of it feels
There you go.
like there's not, especially for set pieces, it doesn't feel empty. Like it.
No, it's not that the individual set pieces are quite well done. It's just that, especially in the Garden District, but also in St. George, they are spaced so far apart that it gets very samey.
Yeah.
And if the map spawn was just a little tighter, then that problem fixes itself, honestly.
Yeah, which I think we've talked about that in previous streams. That...
Coex? Bullshit. Some sort of fungus, wasn't it?
Oh, plague.
How do you mistake a fungus for eggs?
If it's black.
Like, even I'm...
And if they
like,
told you it was crow eggs, you haven't seen crow eggs in a while, you don't know.
If you're stupid, this must hit hard if you're stupid.
Oh, he may be stupid. So
Yeah.
sad.
He may be stupid, but he's also probably hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Attention all personnel. Some of the latrines are in the process of being moved from the old holes to brand new holes. If you see a latrine somewhere you're not used to, please make sure it is actually over a hole. For reasons I don't have to explain.
Sorry.
Please don't make
You're
a
gonna get
fuss.
spotted.
Attention all personnel.
You're gonna get spooned is what?
Alive
Huh.
as possible. It is not necessary to capture him unharmed.
It is not necessary. Don't feel like you have to.
I mean, you can if you want to, but...
It's not mandatory.
What if I...
No one's gonna give you a medal for it.
Wait for that alarm to stop.
You could just go out the back door and come in the way you came. Like, that'd be sneakier. Instead of trying to go out this front door where everyone can see you.
Oh, there we go. Here's my thought.
I hate the Victory Memorial Stand, incidentally. If the stealth mechanics worked a little better and a little bit more consistently, it wouldn't be so bad, but as is, it's like... You can't rely on the
I don't
the
struggle with
caltrop shit. Well, you've played this 18 times.
I mean,
Of course
I
you
don't struggle with
it.
the stealth mechanics either.
I never found that anything worked the way that I expected it to, personally.
Oh, that's fair. I think it's just I have just played this game so much that it works the way I expect it to because I understand how it works.
Yeah, because you've already done it. It's like, oh, okay, if I throw this, like, you know, it'll, like, the guy will go look at it and he'll be distracted and, like, I'll find that the range is never what I need it to be.
Oops.
What are you doing?
Getting lost, that's what.
Okay.
What did I just kind of... There we go.
You're running out of dark, by the way.
Attention all personnel. Patrols should be particularly careful in the forest. More than the usual number of plague victims have been spotted there recently.
The usual number.
What if I just want your meat, but not like that.
I would save looting all these places for later when you have the suit. Like, the depot is fine to loot because it's a closed building. That guy's got the key behind you.
Wrong tab, wrong tab. Yeah. This is going swimmingly. Yeah, it's a little rough because there really isn't a lot to say about the camp.
And there's a lot of waiting because it's just
yes.
Like, the stealth is what it is, and it's like,
The
well,
stealth is not that bad, it's just you have to actually be you have to not be walking among these guys, and you have to not be seen by the spotlight.
Yeah, I got cocky.
This guy has the key to this room, but if you can, yeah.
Please just lie down.
So today in one of my classes, we were talking about like YouTube channel. I'm a film student for anybody who's watching, so we were talking about like YouTube channel branding and stuff, and I was talking about the importance of finding like a good color palette for branding, and that led to people asking like, "Oh, do you have a YouTube channel?" And then I was showing
a way to take people out of commission without killing them.
I was telling people about my main channel, and then I brought up this one just because I was like, look at this cool color palette I have going on for this. And then one of my classmates was like, oh wait, what game is that? I was like, oh, We Happy Few. And 3 separate people in my class all churned, or like having other conversations, turned like, oh, that game, oh, I heard about that game, oh, I heard that game was like, had such a good story. And one of the guys was like, yeah, good story, but really bad game mechanics. And I'm like, both of these things are true.
Yeah.
Incredibly true.
There was a guy who hadn't played it who was trying to tell me to say what it was about, and one of the other guys was like, no, you tell me what it's about. You said it's your favorite game. I'm like, yeah.
You tell me.
Yeah.
I love when, like, for some reason this only happens on college campuses where you're like, you'll talk about a game and then some guy will try to, like, explain it to you what it's about. And it's like, I know more than you.
Like, trust me, honey.
Oh, yeah, and it was definitely one of those guys who's like, I'm a gamer.
Yeah.
But he, like, never played the game. He just saw the, like...
Yeah, you didn't play the game. Like, you self-admittedly did not play it.
Yeah,
so.
and he was, like, saying how it's like a stealth survival game where you have to change your outfits and stuff to blend in different places. I'm like,
that's, I mean, not
that's
wrong,
the very
but it's
basic
also
bitch estimation of it. Yes, that is what it is.
I was like, I mean,
that happens.
Happens in the game.
That's
one of my
that happened
classmates.
to me with Bloodborne, which is like my favorite video game of all time. And some guy was like, "Oh yeah, I love it the ending where," and he tries to explain the twist ending to me, and I'm like, "I know more than you." Like I just said that. Like,
I think I know more about American Girl dolls than you do, Miss Smarty Pants.
There have been some issues with the pipes.
Oh, there should be a Toys That Made Us on American Girl dolls. Shit, like, you could do so much with that. We were watching the Toys That Made Us this week. Ooh.
The YouTube channel Fundy Fridays, they did a video recently on the company that made American Girl also made this like Fundy Christian doll set that was like American Girl dolls for Fundies.
Great.
Yeah.
I only just discovered Fundy Friday like the other day.
Oh, they're so good.
I really dug the one video that I saw. I was like, oh,
which one did you
pour this out?
Which one did you watch?
It was the one about the My Pillow guy.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That one got pushed to my recommended.
Yeah, their stuff is so like both Jen and James, their stuff is so well researched. I'm lost.
Okay, follow the blip. There's like a blip that tells you where to go. You also have like a custom blip which you need to take off because you're not going wherever that is. Just click wherever with the right. You don't, yeah, okay.
There we go.
Now you have one blip and it tells you where to go.
It's so simple.
Yes.
Oh.
Day for it, sir. Day, sir. Very good, sir.
Yeah, one of my
Day
classmates
for it,
was saying he wants to now pick up this game and play it, and I did warn him about the game mechanics, and he was like, I can put up with bad game mechanics for a good story.
Thank you.
They always say that, and then they play We Happy Few.
Attention all personnel. The movie tonight will be Bulldog Season
That happened
3.
with your boyfriend, if I'm not mistaken, Ellie.
He started playing We Happy Few because this was very early on in our relationship, right? I think that is some important context, because you know when you first start dating somebody and you're like, you want to do everything that they're doing. And also,
you're
you
like,
know,
oh
you're
my
getting,
God, I love them so much.
and you're getting to know somebody until you want to, like, you know, find out what are the things.
Yeah, you
want
to show the effort. You want to be like, I'm serious about this. You know?
Yeah,
I'm serious about you.
Yeah, and the thing is that like I think there was a degree of like I'd talked about how much I love this game, and so he bought a copy of the game, full price, which is wild. I love this game, but I would never.
$40.
Yeah.
In this economy,
it's okay. He makes good money.
Oh.
And he got as
What's wrong with all this stuff? You better throw something away before something starts chasing you.
He got as far as Arthur down under the train. And on the train tracks.
Not very far.
Not very,
all.
yeah.
Not particularly far,
Yeah.
no.
And that was as far as he got. And then he was like, you know what? I value my time.
I can't. Well, you know what? He has like a real job and a real career, so I get it.
Yeah.
You know.
Unlike
like
us.
when DJ asked me to play this game, like it was like I was pretty much in a position like I had literally said like, hey, whatever you need, man. Like if you want to like talk
Play
or
the
whatever.
game. I asked you to watch somebody else play it.
That, you know,
I knew
and I did.
What
I
kind
did
of
do that.
imposition that was.
But you know, I liked what I saw of it. I could tell from the gameplay that something was off. And then I did, but you bought me the game too, and I was like, I should play it because DJ got it for me. I played the damn thing. It was a little touch and go there, but I did do it.
Yeah. And yeah,
and then I watched DJ play it like 5 more times. So.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, he got about that far and then was kind of like, you know, I'm not really enjoying this. I'm like, that's okay.
I think my friend Logan also, I bought it for him and I didn't expect him to actually play it. I just threw it his way to see what would happen. And he did start it, but I think he probably dropped off at about the same point. Because, what he asked me was, is the whole game just gonna be like missing children and people crying? And I was like, no, you're in the Garden District. You gotta get to the village before things start perking up.
Yeah.
I've got to get back to the general
Logan's
secret
very
hatch.
sensitive
That's my way
about
out.
things which I think are very interesting. It's like,
Yes.
you know. So it's not a game for people who are like, you know, who experience a lot of emotion about that sort of thing.
I don't think it's that he experiences a lot of emotion. I think it's more just that, like Ellie's boyfriend, he's got a job and, you know, he's got a life and shit. He's not, his video game time is, he's not looking to suffer through a game to experience the story. He's trying to have a good time.
Papier-mâché tanks. Newspaper
And really, I didn't
fucking
expect him to
glue.
play it. I just gave it to him
If I
because
can
it was
make
on
back to
sale
Ellie
and
alive,
because
he'll help me get out of town.
every now and
wasn't
then I
another
think
lie.
he will
An awkward conversation at all, will it?
take the time to do something like that, especially if I've written fic for it.
Mm-hmm.
Which that was a lot easier to maintain when we were both playing like Payday, and it's a lot harder when I've switched to a game that is very, very dense. Yeah, that happens a lot.
This is such a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah. This game would be so good if it was good.
Just ripping on it right now.
This game would be marginally better if they would let me access the code just so I could make adjustments. Let me fix my own experience, please.
Yeah, like
nobody wants to make any money. Nobody wants to.
Yeah, like
nobody's gonna
Compulsion
make any money
Games-
on this game.
Compulsion
Come
Games
on.
has like said that they are done with this game and they want to move on to other things. So, you know, let us play with it.
Let me open it in Unreal. Like, because that's the thing about it, is it's made in Unreal. And Unreal, when you publish your game, it cooks the files. It's literally called cooking. And it basically just makes everything into a U asset. And sometimes you can reverse that, but for some reason they did some like encryption or crap on this. And if this game had been good and people had played it, it would already be like unfucked and I'd be able to do whatever I want with it. But because it's a game that no one played, I can't get in here.
I wonder if you could pay somebody to figure it out.
God, maybe. I'd be willing to front the money for that. You're going.
That's
the wrong
what
way, by the
I'm
way.
thinking. I'm thinking that you could probably.
You remember the
like...
bell you kept ringing and I kept telling you you're in the wrong place? That's now the right place.
Oh my god.
People pay like mod makers for Pokemon mods, so like you could potentially like
bees. Wait, am I
Theoretically, somebody has
I'm
to be
wearing
able to break
padded
this
suit.
thing
Oh,
right?
miss Mum.
open. You're gonna give that guy keys.
Who's gonna get
And then
these?
you're gonna
Yeah.
get caught in a combat loop for 3 hours
No.
until he dies.
No. See? See? All done.
Hooray!
It's what Arthur would have done.
Arthur's a prick.
Young Artie!
Completely unfuckable.
See, this is why I think I'm one of the only people who has the right to write Arthur Hastings in fanfic.
You understand this core value of his character.
Yeah. I understand that he's a prick. What did I say?
Ooh, what was that?
Yeah, what was... Wait.
You're writing from a place of having actually like
He
experienced
leaves.
how much of an asshole like men can be. You are qualified to write Arthur. But if you've
And
never had like a
understanding that
shitty-
Arthur
yeah.
is one of those men.
Yeah, if you've never had a shitty boyfriend, I don't think you can write Arthur.
You know, I've never had an actual, like, shitty boyfriend, but I've had, like, a shitty situationships, which are kind of worse.
Yeah, that is worse.
I think the trouble that a lot of people have with Arthur is that, one, when they're writing a fic about him, they don't want to focus on his worst aspects. And two, if they have that kind of presence of mind, they may not also realize that Arthur's actually very self-aware about being a shitheel.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I think is fun about him, and what I think makes him like interesting to me. Because like, I think one of the first things I said about this game was like, if I wanted to like experience like hanging out with an awful dude, I would just like go to the grocery store. Like I would just go get negged while I was buying coffee or something.
Yeah.
Like, but
No,
Arthur
that's
being
what I
self-aware about it is what's fun, you know?
And that's kind of how he avoids actually dealing with his worst traits, is that he's just like, oh, I know, wallow in
He
self-pity, I'm
justifies
such a
it.
terrible
Yes.
person, I know.
Yeah.
That's what I
Which-
like
yeah.
about him, is that
Uh-huh.
he thinks about he thinks about the consequences of his actions quite often, which is what I find so like exasperating about Sally, is that she never does. But a lot of
He thinks about it
times
so fucking much, like,
he
it's all
thinks
he
about
does.
it and then he'll do the thing anyway.
Yeah, because he
It's like
decides that
well,
it's
it
worth
absolves
it.
him of the actual guilt that he's feeling over the one thing that's really troubling him, which is Percy. But if
Yes.
he, if he
And he-
makes other problems for himself, then he doesn't have to worry about. Like it takes pressure off of him.
He
to
somehow
atone for the
says
thing
it's
that
a
he actually
terrible
did.
thing, but I have no other choice. It's a terrible thing. I know I'm a terrible
Yeah,
person,
yeah.
but what was I supposed to do?
Yes.
He's every like pseudo leftist guy.
The power switch
Yeah,
was
yeah.
in your friend group.
Quite mad, you know. Sometimes I think they want the Germans to come back.
Did you know the power switch was alarm?
It's a shame of it, you see.
He's the kind of guy who would call Sally a slut to her face and then talk
Bloody
about
knew.
women's rights on his
How
podcast.
would I have known that? For fuck's
Well,
sake.
he talks about
But
like
you and I
women,
go
you know,
back
like
a
the
ways.
hardships that women face in the workforce, and then doesn't do the
Ollie.
dishes.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
Those tank armor. The tanks, they're made of papier-mâché. We could have
I think
fought them
Arthur
if they
would
didn't
do
really
the
have
dishes,
tanks.
but there'd be like some other thing.
wouldn't have
Because,
given them
it's
mercy.
just
And
him
the
and his
others.
dad and Sally, and
I would've had
Sally's
to
not
lie my
much of
way
a
off that
homemaker.
train.
to be
No.
honest, so.
Yeah.
He'd be
God.
resentful about having to do the dishes.
Lied
Yeah.
my way off that train. I wasn't too old to go.
You don't forget a thing like that.
Didn't you hear me? I convinced the Germans they had my birthday wrong. If it was only me, I'd just take my happy pills and sleep through the end of the world. But I promised. I promised Percy I'd keep him safe while we were in Germany. You promised to help me get to the bridge.
The one in the parade on Apple Hall.
needed
How
him.
would you
Yeah.
even get to it? You
Yes.
can't even go to Maidenholm. They shut that bridge down last week.
You know what I like too is that Arthur's like he keeps
No.
talking about how Ollie Stark is a
Right.
loony because he's
You're always
hearing
right.
things that aren't there, and then proceeds to actually hear
Ever
Percy
seen
as
one
he
of these?
screams and like
Yeah.
is being dragged onto
Have
the
it
train.
foggiest.
It's really good.
But supposing you took this to the bridge to Maidenholm, and supposing you told the bodies
I
you were there to fix
have
the
a theory.
bridge works, it
Yeah.
might enhance your credibility.
That Ollie,
And
at
from
some point,
Maidenholm, I
went
can
to
get to
Innisholm and
Appleholm.
looted
Apple
the
Hall
Faraday's
is
old
the
house.
only bridge out of Wellington Wells.
Which is why he has this device.
Which is why he
Easy
has
lemon
the
squeezy.
bridge inspector.
He also,
device.
when you
See you
start
on the
his
other
act,
side.
he also has the extractor,
doubt that.
and I think he has a modeling
I
collector.
do, Artie. Good luck.
I'm pretty sure he does. He has a lot of
That makes
gizmos,
sense
yeah.
because like you don't want to have to collect that again, but it also makes sense like from a mechanical perspective it makes sense because you don't want to make the player go do the same fetch quest over again.
Yes.
But from a storytelling standpoint, it makes sense because Ollie is getting his little pizza hands up into everything.
Ollie is a scavenger, and he
Yeah.
does do that, so like it makes sense.
Yeah, it's great.
This game is gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
And I understand why Ollie lives here. I mean, look at that view. If you have to live in Wellington Wells,
Yeah, this is nice.
what a good place to have. And he has the violent nature to keep it his.
It's also a death trap in and of itself.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
You could take the quick way down.
no, I don't think I will. Where was that subtitle from?
What did it say?
It said, no, please, I give up.
I think it's the guy you gave bees. He's still fighting those bees.
Oh. Margaret.
Ugh.
See, that's why I'm like, you need to be careful not giving people bees, because if those guys are fighting bees, a lot of times they will also think they're fighting you, and so you'll get locked into the combat, which is a problem when you're trying to do anything that isn't combat.
This game is great at making combat your highest priority, whether you like it or not.
Yes.
All right. Do we have anything left to... Oh, Has it been long enough? Yes, the mysterious chest. Let's go. What do you guys think?
Oh, also, you have your histoplasma now. You could go back to the
yes,
but it has to be nighttime for that.
Yeah. So we'll go back there and take care of a few more things before finally heading on to the village. What do y'all think of the line in that one memory about Arthur and Percy's mom getting spat on when she goes to the market? Being related to the Germans.
I like that Percy counters that she hasn't left for the market since 1945, which means she's probably too ill to be marketing, and the fellows in the family are also doing that job.
But they're not getting spit on.
No.
Yeah, so why were people spitting on her?
Percy be sympathizing with the German cause. Not explicitly, but he's not plus, you know, he's strange. Like, it's easy to pick on him. And it's easy to blame the
Dad. Come home.
the parenting, especially for a child like Percy. Who's
Oh,
very
you know what it
strange.
is if Percy is going on the boat, then that's kind of like, it implies that he is in favor of like whatever the Germans are doing. He's like a fan of the Germans.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna go on the boat because the boat is really cool. But if like you're admiring the German boat, then that's kind of like, all right, collaborator, whatever.
It's very you know, if you're a little bit too into World War II stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it's not even that. It's that in this personal level, at this like in this town, it's the same thing as like people looking at Reg Cuddy and his family askance.
I mean, people definitely spat on Reg Cuddy, right? Like
they didn't because they were hungry, but you know,
yeah. If they could get away with it, they would have.
It's definitely a thing that has not been forgotten quite as readily as the Cuddys may have hoped.
Yeah.
Like, we'll talk about more
do you want to clarify what you mean for people who may not realize what Reg Cuddy has going on?
So Reg Cuddy is the butcher in town, and we'll talk a lot about more when we get to that point, assuming the quest doesn't fuck itself. But basically during the war, Reg and his family were
not your bloody
they weren't as upset about the occupation as they maybe should have been, and the rest of the town very much judged them for this. And once the Germans left, they were still sort of, they couldn't be outcast entirely because they were the only butcher in town, but it was still a thing of like, everybody's like, oh, the Cuddys. You know, the Cuddys. And all other things.
You know how they are.
You know how the Cuddys is. Yeah. So that's what I'm getting at, is if Percy is seen to be on this boat and thinking how fucking cool it is, then yeah, they're gonna spit on his mom in the market for being like into the Germans and approving of their occupation. But their mom doesn't go to the market, so that's why Percy's like, I don't see what your argument here is. Because he can't understand like the social.
That's also a very Arthur thing to say, is like presenting this as like a smarmy kind of gotcha, and it's not even relevant to the present discussion because it's not.
Well, okay,
you know.
but like with Percy too, you have to explain. He doesn't get the social nuances, so you have to explain what the direct consequence of that would be. Except that consequence is not relevant anymore because his mom doesn't go to the market, so that's why it doesn't. Percy can't like connect one dot to the other.
No, it's very I hate to say in character about games where like, you know, where obviously it's in character because it happened, but like it's very them, like it's Arthur being a smarmy kind of like, well, you know, do you want mom to get spit on? And you know, Percy's like, well, she hasn't gone to market, so like, you know, the point that you're trying to make is lost on him, and he's not trying to be like obtuse about it. He just doesn't understand what you're trying to say.
No, I think that's a good kind of illustrative little scene there.
It's exactly what I would want out of a like Percy and Arthur scene. Like it gets to the heart of the matter. It's well written. It's concise. Like me personally, like I get it. It's all there. The writing is when the writing's good, it's great. The writing's good.
There we go.
What am I supposed to do with all
Is it this park?
Is it? It's the one with the little... Oh,
I
it's
think
the
it's
other...
Earthly Delights.
Go, Arthur, go.
We watched the Ninja Turtle one, Toys That Made Us today too, and it had Vanilla Ice singing his little song for a hot second. He's like, "Go Ninja, go Ninja, go!"
I love that Vanilla Ice
down?
appeared for all of about 5
It's
seconds
too
in that
short
doc,
pause,
and it was
I
just
suppose.
to be like, yeah, man, this song never gets old.
Paris Hilton was in the Hello Kitty episode longer.
Is there a bench I can sit on? Will you move? Will you move?
No, they are all occupied.
Oh.
Ocupado.
Oh, sit down, sit back down. Come on, yeah.
Yeah.
Just watching the day go by.
Didn't people used to get mad in this game if you pushed them like Animal Crossing characters? I think they did in like the beta or the alpha or something.
That would
Because
track.
I remember they have
because
lines for like being pushed.
That would track with the conformity metric. Like if you're pushing
Yes.
people around, you're not conforming. So
You're not queuing nicely.
Oh, he's gonna be sleepy. That's okay.
Fog's probably starting to roll in about now.
So this one, you're gonna really need to be like a little stealthier than you have been thus far.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're gonna take your histoplasma, you have to follow this ghost. And if the head boys start attacking you, the ghost won't move, she'll freak out. You have to like, you gotta stay on top of this.
Yeah. It's mushroom time.
I love the histoplasma music.
It's so good.
Am I hearing sitar?
Are we sure this was the right? I don't see.
Open your quest thing. Quest menu. And actually set it to the quest that we're... Yes, walkabout. Oh. You need to eat mushrooms over there. Where the blip is. Oh, it's the other park. The one on the other... yeah. What park is that?
I'm gonna take a nap.
I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah,
guilty
go to
for
sleep.
not buying a ticket.
Just sleep until tomorrow.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Pretty. The
If
oily
you-
sheen.
There's a lot of, well, maybe not a lot, but there's places where if you take the histoplasma, you see things that aren't normally there.
I do need to.
I think it's just in the mushroom house in the.
No, it's Gardner House. There's something in Barrowholme that's like that, and I'm sure there's other places. And if I had the access to the code, I could tell you which ones.
This is really just a roundabout way of us just begging Compulsion to give us access to the code.
Compulsion, please. Microsoft, please. Like, what are you gonna do with it? Nothing. Let me play with it. I almost wonder if it's a thing of like, oh, we love like people still discovering things about this game years later, and it's like because nobody played it. Compulsion, please.
Yeah.
I think it's that. I think they literally just legally can't. But
Yeah, I know. I think
Yeah.
it's Microsoft.
Okay.
I think if they were free to, they would give it to you because you asked so nicely.
God damn it, Compulsion!
You're so polite about it.
Angry man pointing at hand. Oh, those are pretty.
Yeah, and the sliding. Ooh. Ooh. You know, the colors changing reminds me of this time we were playing Fallout 76, and I was
you
at
accidentally
DJ's.
took the Nuka shine.
I was at DJ's house, and DJ had this punch bowl. And
Nice
this punch
punch
bowl
bowl.
had a mystery punch in it. And DJ's like, drink the mystery punch. And I was like, well, sure, don't mind if I do. And I got, like, zooted off to the other side of the map after having a drug trip.
If memory serves, you played the theremin for like 20 minutes and then disappeared.
Just prog rocking out for 20 minutes. Just played like one prog rock song and then I had to go.
Played Inagata Devita and then...
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh man, Ellie, you have got to watch Playboy After Dark with us. You would love it. The fashions are insane on this show.
Alright, buddy. What if I knocked him out to get him out of the way?
You hear that?
Oh, never mind.
Way to go.
Got
GG. What garden is this?
This is White Tree Park.
Yeah, because each of these like parks are also a set piece. So like the Sally's car and this quest always start at White Tree Park.
Okay.
It's a drug.
It's a drug.
Hey, do you think you could slow down a bit? I want to talk to you. Is someone else living my life? Or am I living theirs?
I do wish this quest had like a little more substance to it.
Yeah, I think taking the I think replacing the power cell with Percy's photo, like it adds more to the mom's character, but like there's so little to go on there anyway. I feel like it would have been better to flesh out the idea that Arthur has tried this before.
Oh, that's
Yes,
a
I want, like,
line
more
to
in
say
that
while
direction.
You're high. Ooh, I gotta keep the high up.
Yes. I understand, like, I understand making the change, because it does, like, you get to know a little bit, it reinforces the idea that, Percy really was, like, her favorite, like, not favorite, but, you know, she loved him, like, in a way that, you know, perhaps he was not loved by Arthur, or appreciated, rather, is maybe the correct term, by Arthur or his father. So I understand, but, you know.
What if I'm not really me, but someone else with exactly the same memories? Then I suppose I'm not guilty of anything.
It's all a vicious joke.
Girl, why are you moving in perfect tandem with these guards?
She walks along the paths, but as long as you stay... There we go.
I don't know whether to think about him in the present tense or the past tense.
Yeah, you kind of want to rush this along so you ain't got no more mushrooms.
Where are you going?
You have the histoplasma juice.
Are you trying to show me
That'll work.
Put
something?
it all in my
Oh, you put it
stash.
all away.
Do you have some
See.
sort of unfinished business?
Oh no! Am I gonna lose the high?
Hurry, just keep going.
Yeah, just
No,
go to
but there
where
was a
it's
guard.
where you're supposed to be.
What?
Just don't pick a fight with him, just go.
I'm getting old.
Oh no, I'm gonna lose it.
Damn. Phone.
Oh, I have to try it. Do
Like
the whole thing again.
everything's going wrong, and then the phone starts ringing on top of it. And
We're gonna, yeah,
prompts
we're
to
gonna
a
miss
little
one of
ass
the phone
situation.
rings. Yeah, it's already done. Well,
It is what it is, man. I think I failed this quest the first time I did it too.
This one's, that's why I said I wished it had more substance, is because it's kind of a hassle for what it is. Don't be running around all willy-nilly over here.
oh, you don't want me going. Look at that sky.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I love when you can see Hayward Labs off in
Yeah,
the distance.
I mean, how could you not? Well, I think we need to.
Yeah.
Ooh, he's sleepy.
Well, that was
Of course he's sleepy.
scenic.
He just had a crazy high and then didn't like find any fulfillment.
You don't have to do all that,
Just
just
sleep.
like...
But
No, it
chance
gets me
to
back to
breathe.
nighttime.
Well, it's already nighttime and it's only like 12, so you have like 5 hours to do this.
All right, drugs. Oh, nope, it's in food. Okay. We're gonna take it all.
It's a good thing that we have all this strange alcohol.
Yes.
We're kind of stuck in the high music.
I kind of dig it though.
Yeah.
Do you hear sitar music? Yes, that's just the new Nick Lightbearer. Ah.
Okay, it's back that way.
Where's my man? Free my man.
Oh,
He
I
did
think your
nothing
man.
wrong.
I think your man electrocuted himself in the bathtub.
Shit.
I think they're talking about Harry.
Yeah, I was talking about Harry.
Oh, yeah.
Nick Lightbearer is not my man.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised,
no
but I
boy
was
of
like,
mine.
sure, he can be your man.
My boy!
No, I'm not a.
Oh,
I'm
200 of my
look at that
boys.
toxic fog.
I'm not
Where are you going?
Away from that guy. There we go. And now I'm going in a straight line.
Hooray!
I'm not a Nick groupie. I don't know about anybody else.
Not really. There's
yourself, Arthur.
They should have a name.
They should
maybe,
have a name.
maybe they don't have like a. Did Beatles have like? Did Beatle fans have a name or?
They just called it Beatlemania.
It was a, it was a noun rather than a adjective.
Yes.
You know how like the Swifties. There should be
Yeah,
a Nick
right.
Lightbearer.
I don't know. I don't know if fans had nicknames for themselves.
Nickmania.
Until, yeah, Nickmania. That's cute.
Tell the Kiss Army, yeah.
Yeah. Till the Kiss. Yeah, literally until the Kiss Army. But I agree. I think, you know. Especially considering, like, there's no other options. Like, you like Nick Lightbearer or you don't like music.
No, there's other bands. It's just we never see them. There's the
What's the most
Lollipops.
famous?
There's I feel like there was one other band.
Woo! Ooh. Girl, your hair's gone.
Snatched.
Yeah, that happens in this game sometimes. Get your wig snatched. I really hate when it happens, and it almost always does when it happens in the end, because like it's supposed to be a really poignant scene, but half the NPCs are bald.
Ooh, her hair
video
glitching.
game.
How can I be sure the world even exists when I'm sleeping?
What's everyone's favorite glitch they've experienced?
Oh.
I do want to go on record and say that for me, it's definitely the Butcher's quest line, because it glitches every time for me, and I've never actually successfully completed it.
Don't try to creep past those guys, like they're just gonna see you. There's no... Just stay out of their vision.
I'm making my own choices, or is God making them for me?
I don't find that I don't
Sure,
like
no one's making his choices
the
for him.
Slaughterer's Apprentice quest glitching. I find that very frustrating.
It is extremely frustrating, but I've learned to accept it. I've become Stockholm syndromed to it.
Yeah. I always find it just kind of fun and like, oh, yep, that's the game I know and love, when NPCs are like glitching through walls or like floating on benches or like moonwalking outside.
When they're
windows.
moonwalking backwards,
really
yeah.
good, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I also find the other glitch that I find kind of frustrating. It doesn't bother me, but it does, like, knowing that it happens so often and it kind of fucks the experience for other players, is when corpses that are supposed to exist in a set piece, like, scriptedly, do not spawn. Because, one, the two places that it happens most obviously is when you go to the Reform Club and you're looking for Bobby Hickenbotham, but his body's not there, it's just his shit everywhere all over the thing. But the more important one that is frustrating is that Prudence is supposed to show up in the Modeling Mines, and she doesn't.
Yes.
And if you don't catch Arthur commenting on it, and you can't, like, connect the dots, which most people can't because there's too much, like, there's too much information density. Yeah, you'll never know what happened to Prudence. You'll think she escaped, and she didn't.
It's important that she did not escape. Like,
yes.
Maeve O'Neill Hastings. That's what Mom looks like.
What was that all about? What did
We
I
don't know
follow
that
you?
this is actually a
Save the
ghost. Like,
world.
every time we think there's a ghost, it's not actually a ghost.
Save the world? How do I save
that's
the
sort of very
world?
par for the course for British media.
Yes.
Like,
Whole world.
Who can I save?
Be strong. Save the world.
This is a drug trip.
Yes.
Wait, we've got... Oh, death, where's thy
Actually, that's not true. There is one ghost that we meet as Ollie.
Oh, yeah.
that's true, yeah. Ghosts are real, like, in this universe. But so also are Yam gods, so it's like...
Yes.
And all of it is also questionable as to how much is actually ghosts and actually Yam gods, and how much is just the shared delirium of starvation and drugs and madness and desperation.
Yes.
Maeve O'Neill Hastings, beloved wife and mother, 1912 to 1948.
Did not go to the market for 3 years.
There he is.
Beloved wife and mother, shirking her duties.
Just a souvenir. Ooh, we can buy some more things. We've got...
We're about to go into the village, so you might want the,
You might want the cash,
OU.
yeah.
The OU one and the nothing to see here.
Ooh, I don't have quite enough for that one.
Well, maybe save up?
I don't like getting nothing to see here. I don't like how it affects the gameplay experience. But I will get
think in your own gameplay that would be fine, but I don't think we want to spend a lot of time hiding in alleyways waiting for bobbies to pass by.
That's fair, that's
personally.
fair. Also, we never read It Seems I Lied.
Okay.
Better
Ollie
read it.
says he didn't know the tanks were fake, But how could he not? Who else knew? Aside from those ridiculous home army lads in their antique battle dress? We could have fought the germs if the tanks were fake. All right, it would have been pointless and stupid, and they'd have shot us all dead. But it would have felt so much better than doing nothing. Well, I did do something, didn't I? I remember the truth while I was talking to Ollie. I wasn't too old to get on the train. I lied to the Germans that I was too old, and I convinced them. Question: how do you lie to yourself about your own birthday? Answer: because that way it wasn't your fault. Did that constable really believe my little invention about my birth certificate? Or did he decide it wasn't his duty to smoke out one lying kid? Why didn't I just go? I'm going to drive myself mad. Now, I'm just going to find Percy and make things right. That part is true. Absolutely true. Ollie says I can bluff my way past the bobbies at the bridge to Maidenholm. All I need is his crazy device. That sounds quite a bit cleverer than trying to sneak past large trained men with truncheons. Or fighting them. And from there, on to Appleholm and the Britannia Bridge.
Oh, that one's really good. It's got two things. Oh, open it back up. I want to talk about that.
Yeah.
The first thing is scroll back up. A little more. There we go. The whole we could have fought the germs if the tanks were fake. All right, but that would be pointless and stupid, and they would have all shot us dead. See, the thing about the tanks, and this is what I really appreciate about General Bing, is that the tanks are fake, and like he was very complicit in making that happen. But the reason he did that was tactical, is that even if they had fought for their children, which he did not think they would do, if they had done it, it would have been a waste, because they would not have won.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter
like-
that the tanks are fake. It like, the firepower that they had still entirely outstrips that of the people of Wellington Wells.
Yeah.
Yes. So the tanks being fake is really kind of immaterial, but when people find out about it, because it's not just Arthur who's found out about it, other people find out about it too. But when they have that knowledge, they're able to blame General Bing for everything, rather than taking responsibility for their collective responsibility to this as the town. It's not, it's General Bing lied to us about the tanks. Which is,
Yeah, it's this fantasy that they could have fought back if they had only known. But
Yeah.
if they had only known, it wouldn't have changed anything.
Yeah.
No. And that's another one of those like points towards General Bing where I'm like, he's taking the responsibility he's taking the heat for this, which is kind of something that you do have to do as a military man sometimes about stuff.
He says as much in like his little, you don't get sometimes you don't get a shiny medal, like
Yes.
for doing your duty.
But
This
we
is
never
part
really
of
get to
that.
see him in that kind of context, so that's why that's lost on most people and why he comes off as like a really big villain. It's like we don't get to see those aspects.
Yeah.
You have to like reach for them a little.
Bing is
Oh,
not.
and the
I mean,
other-
he's a bad dude and he sucks, but he's not the villain of the story.
No, he is who he is within the context of this, same as everybody else.
Mhm.
And then the other one, if you scroll down the part about the constable, did he really believe my lie, or did he just decide it wasn't his duty? Because that's another thing I really love about Chief Constable Peters, is that when you get to the end and he's like, this may become a day that we all come to regret, that's him too, because he's, this guy has come back and he knows who this is, and he's not sure that he's done the right thing in that moment. He did what he decided he was going to do, but even in that moment he probably didn't know, am I doing the right thing not putting this kid on the train? Because this is going to have consequences in the future. And it does. The guy came back. He's here right before your eyes.
Yeah.
Did you do the right thing? It's hard to tell. There's no actual answer for that. Same as like, there's no way to fix whatever you did if you did in fact do the wrong thing. But it's like there's so much nuance and nebulousness to it that it's like there's no defined answer for that.
Yeah. Well, and there's that thing where he said he kind of almost admitted that things were fishy, but in that moment he did say that he wasn't putting one more kid on that train than he absolutely had to.
And if you're giving it's the that thing that we've talked privately about, where it's like people need to learn to like, give permission to lie about something. Like, you need to recognize a situation where it's like, you're gonna be lying, technically, but, you know, it is the correct thing to do in that situation.
Yeah.
And that's
and
what
also,
happened.
at that point, it's like Percy was already kind of being dragged onto the train.
Right,
And
yeah.
I'm sure that from Constable Peter's perspective, there was a certain degree of, well, at this point, either they're both going because they won't be able to confirm quickly which one is lying and which one's telling the truth, or
which
one
we
kid
know
goes...
happens because the children that are sick and get put on the taxi both end up going to Germany anyway.
Yeah.
So it is literally a trolley problem situation where it's like, if I throw the brakes on this, both of these kids are getting sent to Germany.
Yeah, and so it was a way of sparing one kid from being taken.
Mm-hmm.
It's also
really
a
good
thing
point.
of, you have to ask yourself why he would make this choice. And in that, because like the thing is, you are Arthur, so you were thinking of this in terms of like Arthur's story and things, but like when Constable Chief Peters makes that decision, it's for his own like peace of mind.
Yeah.
But then in retrospect and in the future, he realizes that he really didn't give himself any peace of mind at all, which is why he's like patrolling the bridge and acting as this strange ethereal being.
Giving people the Matrix choice, like, at the end of their journey.
Because that's the thing, is like he's giving you the Matrix choice, but you can't tell which one is the right one, and he doesn't know either.
Yeah, it's not like
It's
there's
complicated.
It's not like there's a right or wrong answer there. It's just, what is
And
it that
he's
you
not some
actually
ethereal
want?
being either.
Yeah.
When he gives you that choice, it's because he wants you to. You have the choice that you are making, and he can only either facilitate or prevent you from doing that. And he has chosen to just let you do what you're going to do.
Yeah, he doesn't know which one is right or wrong. Like, I think he genuinely doesn't even have an opinion. He just recognizes that some people aren't able to handle the truth.
I think maybe in that moment with Arthur at the train station, he thought he knew what the correct choice of action was, but then he realized that it wasn't, and that's why he lives the way that he does now.
Yeah.
He's such a good character.
I
Not enough
know,
appreciation for Chief Constable Peters.
That's the thing about this game, is that they give you like 2 seconds of everybody, but everybody has like so much depth somehow, despite that.
And that's
incredible.
what makes this game so compelling and makes us keep coming back to it again and again and again, is that it has so much depth to it.
Yes. You can turn it around. It's a little prism.
Yeah.
You can turn it around, it never gets old.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
I feel like it's overthinking. Like you know when you're thinking way too hard about something, and you know that you're doing that. I don't even feel like that's the case here. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I
think
feel
it was
like a lot of times when I'm looking at something, there have definitely been times when I've overthought things, and then like I brought that to the forum, and the forum was like, actually maybe just this. Every now and then. But like a lot of times with this game, I feel like it's not that I'm overthinking it, it's that I do think there's things that are not necessarily intentional but do dovetail very nicely within themselves. Like a lot of the choices that they made for design expediency also do work very well with like the themes and the narratives of the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the fact that they reuse all the clothes fits nicely with the fact that everybody dresses the same for narrative reasons, that kind of thing. So, like, yeah, I do think there is space to definitely overthink logistics, which is why I try not to. I try to approach that kind of thing very, I try to give it its space to be like a Left 4 Dead's survivor
Get
closet.
the vomit bomb. Let me get the vomit bomb. I just want
Vomit
the
bomb,
Oh,
vomit
okay.
bomb.
Well, we're not getting the vomit bomb. It's not worth it. Oh. Wait.
Are you out of?
Nah,
No,
I was just
surely
looking at my
not.
drugs. You know what? The vomit bomb's not worth it.
What the hell?
Cut your losses.
No, but like I was saying, I do like try to give a lot of logistical stuff in this game the space to be like the Left 4 Dead closet with the dumb explanation that doesn't need to be thought out. But every now and then when I do that, like there was that question that somebody had asked me on my Tumblr a while back ago about how welly mustaches work.
Yeah.
And then I thought it was just like a dumb thing, like, well, I'm gonna say most of these are stick-on, but like, there's not like a way that it goes through the mask. It's just some Wellingtonian miracle material. But then you actually look at Peters' mask and there's like room for his mustache under there, and there's a mustache on the front. I was like, oh, there's actually like a logistical answer for this.
Yeah. I feel like it's probably...
the fact that they care and they thought about it.
There's probably some that are like stick-on for the people who want like the mustache look
No, I
without
think
actually
most
taking care of it.
mustaches are stick-on. Did you not read my
and
post?
the proof of that is the fact that there are women who have mustaches in the Reform Club.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh!
The Nick fans also wear the
that
mustaches sometimes.
Oh no. Oh no.
You could ghost out of that. Don't. Jesus Christ. Please ghost. Please.
Okay, we're gonna...
Please quit fucking around and ghost out of that before you kill yourself.
Well.
Thank you.
We might as well take a little shortcut while we're here. This isn't a walking simulator.
Isn't it? I think it would have been better if it was.
There we go.
The piper began to warm. He walked away
Yeah.
from the village. He walked into the dark forest in a direction that no one...
We walked that whole way, if anybody asks.
I mean, we've done enough. We're doing so much for this game right now. The least it can do for us is let us.
It could do a little more if we're being honest.
There we go. Tuck your way past the Bobby.
Lovely day for it. Unfortunately, the
It's
bridge
night.
is not open at this time. It
You
was
shut the
working
fuck up.
just a minute ago.
Fine.
But the door is broken again. You'll have to wait until it's up again.
Do you ever let anybody in?
Oh, my
yes.
Hickenbotham chapters
There's
were so
someone in there
good.
now.
I was just
In the
reading those
past
the other
month?
day.
Well, in the past month. Ah! There's a chap in there right now.
I was
You don't
really
really want
surprised by
anyone back from the Golden
as
District,
far
do
as
you?
my chapters go, those ones
Well,
seem to
my
be kind of
wastrel
resonant
friend.
with people for some
No one goes
reason.
off their joy can actually take joy.
They're the easiest to
me.
grasp, and
And
they
you?
take a story that makes a lot of sense
Everybody
already
feels
and
better.
recontextualize
That door stays
it
broken.
well. Like,
You?
it doesn't require a lot of stretching for the reader.
Well, Constable, right?
Well, I always thought
suppose
that they
now
were
I can
doing
tell
kind of a
Central why
thing
the
that
bridge
I
keeps breaking down.
thought that a lot of
Central.
people who
Ever seen
struggle
one of
with certain
these?
aspects of the
Oh,
game would also
bugger
struggle
me.
with. The idea that,
know,
like, this guy is
some sort of
purposely breaking the
undercover
bridge
bridge
because it
inspector.
serves the
This
community
device
better
detects
to do that.
structural irregularities using shortwave radar.
Maybe it's my critical thinking
But I don't
questions.
think it will show me the real problem. Will it, Constable Wright?
Look, sir, you can fix that door, but them wastrels still ain't gonna take their joy. It makes them see eyes everywhere.
That's not for you to decide, is it?
No, sir. The maintenance
Oh.
hatch is that way, sir.
Or Constable Wright.
I'd be grateful if you forgot this conversation ever happened.
Maybe I will, maybe I won't.
Bob's your uncle.
Lovely day for it.
Yeah, I love when the Bobbies have like a voice acted scene and then they have a completely different voice when you get out of it.
If I really was from Central, I'd have the card, wouldn't I? There is another way, though, isn't there?
This whole bridge is amazing, actually. I wish all of the bridges were as incredible as this one.
Oh, this one's so good. This one really is, yeah, you can tell the difference between this one and, like we were saying, the one that seemed like it was the earliest bridge. Versus this after the whole Wellies versus Downers societal split has become more sophisticated.
Like the Barrowholme Bridge, I think it's its place narratively. I just mean like say the Mountain Baden Bridge
Please
doesn't
take a
really,
number
it's
and
not
sit
doing
down.
much.
Oh,
There's
I love
nobody
this
else
woman.
Here.
Please take
Yes.
a number and sit down.
What a good
See,
bit.
that's what I meant when I said that Arthur couldn't lie to women.
Don't mind
Like
me.
this woman is
no, he has
no
a
authority
whole
over
scene
him.
outside. He has a whole situation outside where he, manages to bluff his way through and get in the building and then completely fumbles this particular the next conversation.
I like this
Number
part too when they
2.
make you wait.
Now serving number 2.
It's good. It's a fun
It's like
trip.
the,
It's funny
like
every
the
time.
GTA
Yes.
quest
To the
where you have to
rehabilitation centre.
walk around in the
Actually, I'm
desert for
just
5
a
minutes
Sort of undercover bridge inspector from Central.
as part of your cult
See this
initiation,
device?
I think.
It detects structural.
Then you should have no trouble passing the test, should you? Please head through the door there and begin
Ellen.
your rehabilitation.
The way he fumbles it. Oh, I can't take those. Okay. I mean, she is watching. Oh, well, no more.
She didn't give a fuck.
Okay. Waiting room. A chance to begin again. To return to Hamlin Village, ground floor, please take a number and wait your turn. 2. Head to the elevator. Rehabilitation. Place belongings in the pneumatic stash. Discard old clothes. Take a nice cold shower. Put on proper, decent clothes, provided. Put on a fragrance. Pop a joy. Vanilla, chocolate, or strawberry. Watch an Uncle Jack video. Lucky you. Testing. Answer a simple, easy quiz. If after curfew, spend the night in a cozy cottage. Retrieve belongings from the pneumatic stash. Take elevator to exit. Go forth and fret no more.
You know what? Now that I think about it, maybe the first step being take a number and wait is testing your ability to wait.
Yeah, your ability
patiently
to sit and be good.
Yes. Oh, don't ghost in there,
Oh, why?
please. Because that door just goes through the thing where everybody's there waiting for you to come back, and if you go in there and trigger that before time, it might fuck it.
Ooh, alright, we won't do that. This
I'm
is
so
why...
glad I'm here. I've given you the power, but now I'm like, no, don't use it there. Because this game is like very finicky in that way.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Gosh, this
Honestly,
game-
a lot of the glitches that I've found out about are because I'm glitching and ghosting in places I should not be yet.
Personal belongings into this box, retaining only your clothes.
Make sure you're wearing your.
I am.
You're not wearing your padded suit. Okay,
I'm
good.
wearing my torn
Good
suit.
job. Excellent.
Gosh, the design in this game is so good.
Yeah.
There are parts that are clearly that were worked on first that
Yes.
clearly like have a little bit more love put into them.
I should say the parts of this game that are like intentionally designed are so good, and I just wish that there was more of that.
I think like most places in this game are very intentionally designed. I think the problems arise in places that tend to be. When I'm looking in Poet, I can see that the place was very contested over its design.
It went through a lot of iterations, like
Yes. Like, Wellington Health is one of those places. I think a lot of, not necessarily the locations, but a lot of Cub Reporter is also, heavily contested.
Please discard your clothes.
And with how many
Don't worry,
elements of the
you will be
game there are,
provided with new
anytime you
proper
change something, you
clothes
probably have to
after
change like 3 or 4 other
decontamination.
things, and that becomes there becomes an editing debt to it that I think the more you have to work on a place, the more that shows.
Mm-hmm.
yes, it feels like every time that there's like a canonical error, it's because something was changed that like
If
and
I was
it didn't
Percy,
quite make it
I'd
down
just
the
go
pipeline
promenading
all the
about
way.
wondering why everyone
Like
was
Yeah,
staring.
it's a thing of
You know, I did
like
quite
so
grasp
like
what's so important
for the
about wearing
metaphor
clothes.
in Unreal, when you have like an asset and it depends on another asset, generally it'll ask you if you want to delete that if you're sure because this thing relies on that, and if you delete that
no.
it'll fuck it.
I took off
But-
his clothes. I meant to go in so we could get his line about
Okay, don't worry about it.
about not wanting to undress.
Yeah, when you try to take the shower before undressing, he has like a line about I hate looking at myself naked or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I wanted to get that line. Oh,
That's okay.
What was I saying?
You were talking
'Cause
about
I can keep saying it
technical
while
debt.
he's singing his
Yeah,
song
yeah.
in the shower. Yeah,
You were talking about deleting stuff and dependencies.
Yeah, so when you're on Unreal and you delete like say a model, or say you're deleting like a material, which is the color stuff that goes on here, onto each of the models. If you try to delete that and a model is using it, it'll be like, hey, are you sure? Because this is using that. There's no way to do that for like narrative stuff.
Yes.
There's no way for Unreal to know that this thing that you said here needs to be reinforced by this other thing that you just deleted. So that, like, that's what I mean when I say there's a technical debt, and because the game is so elaborate and very it's very it's like a family tree with a lot of like curvy incestual branches. So if you snip one branch off of that, there's like 2 or 3 other ones that are entangled in it, and you don't have any idea where those things are if you aren't like, if you don't have the kind of mind I do. It's easy to lose that kind of thing.
Hi Joe. Happy to have you. I just checked Discord and Joe's like, I'm listening to your stream in the background while I'm writing fanfiction.
Oh,
hello,
so
Joe.
Nice.
He's very confused by the amount of Percys, because he's writing Thomas the Tank Engine fanfiction.
Oh yeah, there's a Percival in this. There's an Arthur in this.
Yes.
There's several.
Oh, washroom. Please wash all bits. Oh, Arthur.
All bits, of them, please.
Arthur, who, yeah, I'm so sad
Carefully.
we didn't get that line about how he hates seeing himself naked, but rest assured it exists.
Get this one instead.
God to make thee mighty, make thee mightier yet. God to make thee mighty.
You must watch Arthur take a shower, and you must listen to him sing.
And then you have to watch him go through the butthole door.
Congratulations, you have been
At the booty
decontaminated.
hole.
Please proceed to the next
I mean-
room and obtain fresh.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Why?
clothes.
Is that not what it is?
Watching.
Why did they have to make it pink? Like, come on, man.
And
Not
I hope
even
she's
pink,
not
it's-
watching and judging. Oh, Arthur.
Oh, buddy.
He has such incredibly low self-esteem.
He doesn't even look different from, like, anybody else in this world.
He's taller. That's considered handsome in this town.
Yeah. Oh?
The proper
Don't
suit.
you look wonderful?
Oh, that's cute. I never
Please
noticed it
proceed
took the
to
shoes,
next
too.
room. In case there is
I guess that
any
makes sense, 'cause you
residual
probably threw away
odor
your
of the
proper
garden
shoes.
district on you, please
Unless you're
enjoy
still
this
wearing them in the shower.
refreshing scent of country flowers.
Is that licorice? Why licorice?
Get ready for the most important
Love the
moment
disparity
in your
between scents.
rehabilitation. Please take
Country
your favorite
flowers.
flavor
It's
of
licorice.
choice. Vanilla,
You know what's fun
chocolate,
too is that,
or
like,
strawberry.
the sense of smell is one of the strongest that we have for association with memory. So the fact that like people remember what things smell like kind of is interesting. Like the effect that joy has to be able to like, it wipes your memories, but it can't quite get you can't quite get rid of the sense memories. They're still there. They're not associated with the right things sometimes, but they're still there.
Yes.
I mean, the way that this is all set up and that you have like 2 doors so you could have like capacity of 2 people going through at once, it clearly was made with a more optimistic approach to people being rehabilitated.
It might also just be that the other side is the lady side.
Oh, yeah.
Right. But look at these clean chairs.
I
so
love a
nice.
ball chair. They're so
Yeah.
cute.
You should have a ball chair. Why don't you have one?
Because I only have so much room in my apartment, and I've really gone for more like postmodern
Yeah.
Art Deco direction than the mid-century modern.
Yeah, look at those.
They wouldn't look out of
planets
place though.
with the disco ball.
Yeah.
Oh, I must insist that you not traverse the beams of the joy detector without taking your joy, sir.
Phoenix Theater. That's kind of that's a nice title for people being reborn into proper fucking wellies again.
Mm-hmm. Truth has a
Optimistic.
cost.
Oh, and how?
Cost of joy.
Scotch, tea. Can I? I can't bribe you. All right.
You can't. But you'll want that in your pocket for later.
Mm-hmm. This big ol'
Big ol' Sally mask.
And the, you know, Sally, the way Sally sees men.
Is it?
She, though not the way Sally sees men, the way that, actually, I should, Sally.
Everybody wants to
Verloc
write
when
her
she
as a
plays
femdom,
naughty
but
nurse.
she's not.
No, she hates it.
Sally
Hates being naughty nurse.
Verloc when they're
resents
playing
it.
naughty nurse, yeah.
Yes. I think it's really funny that she resents it, you know? She's like, I don't want to do that. I'm not gonna. She could escape Wellington Wells if she would just if she was just willing to play naughty nurse.
Well, like, the thing about the Reform Club is she says that we don't actually know what they do, but we do know that Gemma also had that in mind as her, like, escape plan, so, like, just do it! If you love your daughter so damn much, just put on the naughty nurse outfit!
Yeah!
But I'm just
Joy
not that.
makes you happy. But take care not to take too much. The joy meter will help you track your joy experimentation. If the joy meter fills, you will overdose and suffer penalties to combat, crafting, and conformity until the overdose passes. As you take more joy, you will notice a memory loss counter around the joy meter. This counter tracks your memory loss from taking joy too many times. When the meter is full, you will crash and suffer penalties. For this reason, you should use joy tactically and only when necessary. Man, that is the thing. If they were going to keeping the procedural generated map, I wish that I understand how that would be. The game already wasn't optimized very well,
Snug as a bug on a drug.
but I feel like that would have been so good. Having the
That
map
would have been an
completely
excellent element to the
Head
game.
to the theater and take a seat.
It's also a thing of, like, because withdrawal is so long and because it gives you, it makes you a detriment to your conformity, and because overdosing and, like, also does that, it really discourages you from taking joy aside from the few times that the game forces you to do so. And I feel like if they really wanted you to play with that, they really should have made that less of a detriment to the game feedback loop.
Yeah.
Because that's the same. Like, I want to tell you to take joy a little more liberally than I might normally, or that maybe you do. But I also know that's going to make things so much longer. It's the same as basically, like, you need to take that perk in order to not be hiding in alleys all night.
Yeah. I definitely want to find, like, a radio or, like, a record player that's playing the music, and then I want to take joy and then overdose on joy just to, like, show the way the music changes. 'Cause that's fun. This room is for showing Uncle Jack only. It is not for other activities. Use the cozy cottages if you must.
No jerking off to Uncle Jack in the theater, please. This isn't the Uncle Jack off theater, it's the Uncle Jack theater.
Oh wait, we could get front row seats.
Excellent. Sit tight.
For Jack and
and
Never sat in the
enjoy
front
show.
row.
This is
Oh, now
why.
I see why.
And now it's time for the Uncle Jack Etiquette Minute. You may be wondering, how can I fit in better in Hamlin Village? Well, it's easy. To get along,
This is terrible.
go
It's
along.
easy.
If someone tells you it's a lovely day,
It's easy with Squeezy.
because of
Oh,
course,
I love
it's
Squeezy.
always
I've
a
never
lovely day
even
in Hamlin
used
Village,
Squeezy because it's
so don't
British,
be
but I
afraid
love you.
of
I love
talking to people
Squeezy.
first.
I love
love
how
the
easy
idea
it
of
is with
Squeezy.
Squeezy.
Yeah.
Now, I'm assuming, of course, that you're decently dressed. Huh? Clothes make the man, eh? Indeed.
Yeah, they
naked
do. I
people
wrote a
have
2-part
almost
post
no
about
influence
it.
at all in society.
You stole from
And
my
don't dress
title.
in rags either, or people
Yeah.
might think you're
Yeah.
a wastrel.
I actually
Now,
didn't remember that,
what
but
do
yeah.
you do if people are staring at you?
Freely admits it.
Maybe they're asking you if you remember to take your joy.
No, I thought it was flattering. I was.
Just pop
No,
another,
I liked
and
when
they'll
you
congratulate
posted it
you
on
and
Salieri's
go on
regards
about
and
their
was like,
day.
I don't know when I'm
Things
going to
seem to be
continue this,
getting
but I
a bit
will,
hectic.
and if you like that,
Remember,
you can look at
you can always
DJ's post
sit on a
in
bench,
the same vein about
relax,
this other
and
game.
Open the Hamlin O'Quran.
Obviously.
Take a load off. No one will bother you when you're sitting on a bench. Unless you've made them very angry.
Oh, speaking of, if you're
Or,
gonna like be
you know,
promoting
watch Jack
my
Turner on
fanfic, I haven't
television.
updated in 2
He's very
years.
good.
You might also could just promote my blog where I actually do update
Well,
and
I'm
answer
afraid we've come to the end
questions.
of our time. Tune in tomorrow
if,
for another
uh,
etiquette
um,
minute with Jack
If you have any
Worthy.
questions and you're not able to make it to the stream, you could always submit an ask to Imposterum Cum Gaudio at tumblr.com.
Oh yeah,
Which we could link in the description. I'm sure.
yeah. I'll drop a
Yeah,
link
I
in the
answer-
description after the stream.
Yeah, I have on there, basically you can give me any topic or ask a specific question about this game, and I will answer it to the best of my ability, which often is quite good. And long.
Yes.
And,
and there's so much
usually pretty
extended
promptly.
reading there. Yeah.
The only reason she doesn't answer more promptly is because sometimes it requires research and requires
Yeah,
examples
it's
for
because
the
I'm
game.
putting my balls into these answers.
Uncle
Like,
Jack
I...
don't mention it, but a word
You give me
to
a
the
question,
wise,
I'm gonna give
proper
you
decent people
all the
don't like
information I
people
have
that is
about it.
running, jumping,
Which is a lot in this
crouching,
game because it's quite
spying,
dense.
Sneaking, breaking, or entering.
Oh,
Such
those
like
little
behaviours is what
stars
we
and
associate with
That's
down
adorable. Like, I've always liked this set
Yeah,
piece, too.
Yeah.
right.
And, like, it gives you a little idea of what exciting life you're in for. Little painted flowers in the window. Out
Look at the pet shop. That's Cozy Cottage. You can't go in there yet.
Yeah.
There's a pet store over there. The tobacconist. We don't have any of these things in town.
Yeah.
Maybe we did one time.
But when
No, they did definitely, but they're painting bread on the windows now because they ain't got no real bread.
But when you're on Joy, will you even notice?
Welcome.
No.
It's time to play Oh Behave, the game where you show that you're ready to come back to Hamlin Village and behave like a proper, decent citizen.
Oh, for heaven's sake, they can't be serious.
Are you ready to behave? Now, our 5 guest questioners are going to ask you 1 question each. All you have to do is show us that you understand how to behave yourself in Wellington Wells. Mr. Cashier, what question do you have for
That
our
is entirely
son
too many
or
letters
daughter?
for 2 syllables.
Arnold Cashier. Glad he's still around.
If you want to fit in, you should. A.
I love this guy,
to
though.
everyone you meet, like what you do. B.
Love every guy in this game.
People's houses, whether they're there or not. C. The eyes, the eyes.
Say hello.
Visit people, whether they're there or not.
Yes,
Whether they're there or not.
it never hurts
Little
to say
duck
hello.
accent. Aw.
Yeah.
Player 2, I'm afraid the eyes was not the right answer.
Oh.
Mrs. Browning,
Yeah, there's
what would you like to know?
as far as like last names go, it's, if you remember when Fire Emblem Three Houses came out, it was fun to watch people roll the dice on pronouncing Gloucester, which is spelled the same way as cashier, but is even worse as far as the letters go.
Isn't there like extraneous U's and E's in there?
Yes.
Right, player 1. Just popping a joy is not always enough. We do have standards,
Oh,
you know.
you just can tell he's seeing the eyes right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's doing really good for a guy who's seeing a bunch of eyes everywhere, though.
Yeah, like he's still here taking the test, you know.
He wants to come back.
And if they didn't have an option that said the eyes, he
might-
might be passing
yeah.
it right now.
Jumping about, or
It'd be fun if they gave you the option to help him.
what will I
Yeah.
likely do? A.
It would be fun if he like came back in with you, but he was clearly like not well, and then they just immediately send him back over.
Yes.
They're like, no.
Oh wait, I missed what the question was.
Oh, just you'll do
don't,
great.
Don't guess. Look up. Let me look. Like, stop.
Oh dear.
A,
no.
stop.
Player 1, that's
Oh.
not the answer we're looking for. Player 2, do try
You
to
have
pay
to take it
attention.
again.
We want you to
Sorry, I distracted you. My apologies.
We're talking during the quiz.
Your question, please.
If you want to
Oh,
make
I love her too.
should you A. Give me flowers. B. Talk about
I like that they've
old
mixed in like Mrs. Browning isn't anybody, but Mrs. Sackville and Lionel Cashier are.
Yeah.
Constable is somebody, but only in Night Watch mode. Like at the point that you're playing this game, and even when it came out, he was just some guy.
Yeah.
Yes, the eyes.
This game has such good replayability.
So love flowers.
Wow.
Oh dear. It looks like
If you're us.
you both, as they say,
I like that DJ, the one who has played it the most, is the one that's like raising an objection here.
Look, I have a lot of tolerance for bullshit in a game. Most people do not, so I totally get it.
Dr. Byron, what is your question?
What happens when you take too much joy?
Like, I'm really happy that Joe is here, but I was kind of hoping Joby would show up because I think Joby would love this game, but I don't think Joby would enjoy playing it.
I think Joby, yeah, maybe we'll extend a personal invitation next time, but I always figure that Joby has other shit that they gotta be doing.
Yeah, Joby's got a life. Joby's got like kids and shit.
It hardly matters. You might lose a few hours, but sooner or later, you'll find yourself on a bench, no worse for the wear. Oh, player 2. Today is just not your day, is it? But you can always come back for a 7th try.
Today was gonna be your day, but no one will throw it back to you.
Oh, behave. I hope you made it to the
Appreciate
village.
that you're indulging me in this.
Remember, we're always happy to give you another
There really should be more Oasis references in this game. I think that Oasis were not they were not big enough in Canada, which is like the home country of the developers of this game.
They weren't hip, and also like as far as their like British music references, they tend not to go past. They try to stay within the time period.
Yeah, sometimes they will reference British stuff if it's outside the time period, if it's very, very popular, but I think Oasis just weren't. They're not tonally consistent with the rest of this game,
I passed
so.
the test. Oh, for heaven's sake, I'm not going to do this again. How do I get out of here?
Are you ready to behave? Now, our 5 guest questioners
outta here.
are going to ask you 1 question each.
Hey, buddy, you want to come with me?
Is show us that you understand
Take my
how to
hand.
behave yourself in Wellington Wells.
I think I just am another pair of eyes to him.
Mr. Cashier,
Take my
what
eyes.
question do you have for our prodigal son or daughter?
If you want to fit in, you should. A. Say hello to everyone you meet, like you do. B. Visit people's houses, whether they're there or not. C. The eyes! The eyes!
The eyes.
Do I have what it takes to make? Nope. Okay.
That's right.
Are you trying to make
a lockpick?
What are you trying to make?
Oh, a lockpick.
For why?
Because we're out.
Oh, if you go through the door, you can still get back in here, I think.
Also, I'm sure there's nothing that's in there that's so important that I need it. I mean...
No, but if you go through this door, there's the pneumatic stash, and you can get your bobby pins out and make a lockpick,
Shredded
and then you can go back
raincoat,
in there
let's
and get the thing. The shredded raincoat.
What were you saying, DJ?
I was saying that if you got your bobby pins out, you could make a lockpick, and then you could go back in there, because I don't think that door locks.
Oh no, you were saying
Behind you.
something before we were talking about lockpicks. I was trying to redirect you because I interrupted you. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
I don't know, Joe. Do you remember what we said?
Oh, there was nothing.
Joe's like writing
I was
fan
ignorant
fiction.
about?
Joe is not. Joe's technically just using us as background noise while he writes about trains. So.
No, he's talking in the chat, so like, you know, trying to keep up with him. Oh, maybe what I was gonna say is that you remember when we met Charles Peter out in the Garden District and he was throwing rocks at us? Is that the story that I had for him that I had forgotten the key element of was that he saw. In the game, they don't ever say this, but my story that I had wanted to do about him was that he had started seeing eyes when he was still in the village, but he thought that was like a sign from God about who needed his help. And then by the time he gets out in the Garden District, he's seeing eyes on everybody, multiple eyes all the time. So, and because everybody has like rebuked his efforts to help, that's why he suddenly is like, actually, I think maybe the sign from God is that I need to punish all these people severely and with rocks.
Severely and with rocks.
Yes.
You shall be stoned.
Let's see.
You
how
shall
do
be
I-
stoned.
How do I get out of here again? Let's see.
The Leon field would be very awkward to get into a lock because it's so long.
May I express my delight that you passed the examination, sir? We've not had as many as we'd hoped, sir. Not as many at all. And yet, They say the unexamined life is not worth living. Well, sir, welcome back. Oh, and in case your rustication has been of long duration, please bear in mind there is now a nocturnal curfew. Best be indoors after nightfall, sir.
When was the curfew implemented that he's like, hey, if you've been out here a really long time, just you know that there's a curfew now.
Lovely
There's
weather.
not a, like, there's not a stated time when it happened, but I did, in my post about the fog, suppose that it actually has been, quite a while. It has to have been...
Oh, look at them all
it has
here!
to... Yeah, see, that's what I was saying. If you came in here too early, you might mess this up.
Remember the last time someone came through?
Welcome back to civilization.
Do you think they're waiting for loved ones to return?
Oh.
Oh,
No one
the
thought about that,
Jacobines!
But,
The
yeah.
Jacobine Club with their hats.
Because, like, it can't be that exciting to wait around for strangers to come through. But if you're expecting maybe that, you know, someone that you love might come back, especially if you sent them off with the idea that they would come back, you know. Like,
I also wonder how many of
I'll-
these people
you
were
know.
just like out on the street and somebody was like, hey, somebody's coming back to the village! And they're like, ah! And they all ran inside. You know?
That's cute too.
Yeah.
I think they just do this as like an activity.
Yeah,
Because
like
like,
a
a lot
daily-
of people are not
So
working. They're
from
just like
here,
walking around
I've
all
got to get
day.
to St. George's home and then into the parade.
Because like,
Except
what's the
that I
point
need
of
a little
working if there's
transit
nothing to
get into
buy?
the parade, like the one I left on my desk in the parade.
That's gonna be us
How do I get
very
a
soon.
new one? Wait, the old government printing office was on Maidenholm. Maybe I can break in and steal some blanks.
Ooh.
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 Yeah. I like that letter.
Father James McCartney, St. John the Evangelist Church, South Parade, Wellington Wells. Dear Father McCartney, it was so lovely to bump into you by the fountain the other day. I hope I didn't seem too distracted. I might have had a bit too much joy that morning. You know how it is these days. Has it really been so long since I was an altar boy in your choir? It feels like yesterday. I have a favor to ask of you. It's been some years now, if I remember right, which who knows anymore, that I felt out of step with the rest of the congregation at St. Michael's. More and more, they argue about what Christ's forgiveness means if nobody can remember what they're asking forgiveness for. To tell the truth, I long for the old certainties I had as a boy. I miss absolution. I miss the body and blood. I miss going forth to sin no more. I want to return to the church. But I doubt Jillian would take kindly to my returning to the fold. Her knitting club is all St. Michael's. Her flower-arranging friends are all St. Michael's. Our neighbors are all St. Michael's. Is it wrong to want to convert in secret, and to take Mass in secret? I suppose we did in the earliest days of the church, didn't we? I cannot remember the things I have done, but confession and Mass wash away all sins clean. Do they not? Would you have me back? Your most devoted, Robin Willoughby.
Tough, buddy.
So like St. Michael's is the Catholic church, right?
Yeah. There's like 3 churches, I think.
There's 3 or 4, somewhere around that.
Yeah.
And there's the Quakers.
Yes, and there's the Quakers.
There's the Quakers that are only mentioned, and then there's also 2 churches out in the Garden District. Not counting the cults. And
Yeah.
Am
such.
I? It's saying you might want to craft more bandages. I'm like, you think? Whoop. But we can get OU.
Couldn't be better, thanks.
I saw a spanker downer just now. It was so jolly.
That's lovely.
Love that for you,
Ooh,
man.
let's see. Can we read his mail? No.
Yeah. You just have to wait for him to finish putting it in the box. It's like the rubble pile, like you can't dig in it when they're interacting with it, but
Yeah,
once they're
there's
done,
nothing
you
in
can.
there. Now, I'm thinking, let's see. We just got to region. We've been going for about 3 hours. I'm thinking we find the hatch, and then we spend some time in the village next week is what I'm thinking. How's that sound?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, people in my house are going to sleep, so.
Shocking revelation is
splashing
where the
in
hatch
puddles.
is. I do wish they have more animations that they do just ambiently in the in the survival mode, and I wish they had brought those into the story mode because that's where you're going to see them, but for whatever reason they didn't.
I envisioned the person who boots up We Happy Few and just plays the survival mode and that's it. Like, who are they?
You know, I think there's some
What are they
people on
like?
the Reddit who really enjoy playing survival mode, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, there's a subset of them who like the weird deformation of the landscape because it spawns very flat deliberately in the story mode so that there's not so many errors.
Oh, this one. The glowing eyes. Oh god, the eyes.
Yeah.
I wonder what... Wait. Oh, do I not have my... Oh, it's still in my inventory.
You don't have all your stuff because it was all in the pneumatic.
I was gonna see...
But if you go into the hatch, the pneumatic will be there.
Yeah, I was gonna see what happens if I take this strange mushroom juice. Ooh!
Yeah, remember this?
I do.
Oh, guys. I suppose there are more lingering ways to go.
So, when I first played this game, I just kind of suffered through it and healed a whole bunch.
Oh.
Now, there is a way... the problem is, I'm trying to remember how... Where is the power? Oh, there we go. Oh!
You fell in the water.
I did.
Did you eventually find out that there was a way to avoid damage from electrified water?
I did when I was watching
Sloshy.
DJ play one time.
Good place for giant
And I thought,
octopi.
oh, I may be stupid.
Oh. Yeah, games usually don't give you just like a room to suffer in. Unless they're like mean, but like even then there's like a trick to it.
Yeah.
They're not usually there's not just like walk across this electrified water.
Let's see. Damp diary, let's go. Monday. Made it this far. The hardest part was continuing to go to work without joy, seeing how daft they all are, but pretending to be like them while I made my plans. Oh yes, I'm a great pretender. She was always so sure there was a resistance plodding away. Why can't I find them? The celebrated Mr. K says there isn't any such thing, but she was so sure. Is he lying? Doesn't he trust me? I suppose there's no reason for him to do. Will he help? Tuesday. Does she miss me? She's always stiff upper lip, but every now and then one detects a twinge of feeling behind the mask. She'd say, "Would you like some tea, love?" And I could swear she meant more. That's what I meant when I said it to her. She never called anyone else love, and sometimes her hand would linger for just a moment when I handed her the cup. I miss her. I don't miss the rest of the lot. Certainly not that awful Arthur always making googly eyes at me. Wednesday. Mr. Kite says to lay low a bit longer. If I turn off the pump, the water will build up. Then, if there's an intruder, I can just turn the power on. Thursday. Oh God. I dreamed V and I were swimming. We swam and swam until we turned around and couldn't see Wellington Wells anymore. And then we dove for 1,000,000 fathoms. But then I lost her in the darkness. Friday. Nervous wreck. 2 bobbies chased me coming back from the phone booth. Thank God I rigged the electricity. They made the most awful sound. I wonder if they had sweethearts. Are some girls missing them right now the way? Or is someone just popping an extra joy to try and forget why? Saturday. More dreams of V. Even after I woke, I stayed in bed with my eyes closed so I wouldn't lose the feeling she was with me. I could still go to a mood booth and pretend nothing happened, but I won't. I won't do it. Not even if she meant the way she looked at me. She'd never stray from her appointed path, no matter how much she loved anyone. I suppose she mustn't. She's not really English, is she? I wonder if she's really the daughter of a is it?
Maharaja.
Thank you, Maharaja. She mustn't let anyone remember her skin is dark and her hair is dark and her eyes. Mustn't think about that. But if she stands there like a statue sometimes, and she seems like someone out of I can't speak. Bhagavad
Gita.
Bhagavad Gita, thank you. This is a language I'm not used to reading. Bhagavad Gita. If you take away the jodhpurs and the riding suit and put her in robes of silk, mustn't think about that. Now is the time to dare to endure, says the old man. Sunday. Nauseated. Cooked Bobby was bad enough, but now it's rotting Bobby. I need a new shelter pronto. Must find out if Kay thinks it's safe to move. Time to leave another message. Oh, she was down so bad.
Girl.
Yes. You gotta turn the power back on.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you gotta run the pump and then turn the power back on.
It's like, girl, in 2 weeks you will have different problems.
Yeah.
People always want Prudence DLC, and I think it's based solely on the idea that she set this trap in here, but like, I don't know. I've always felt like if you want Prudence DLC, why don't you just like skip that nonsense and get Gemma DLC? That's like, that seems way more thrilling than whatever Prudence was doing.
Prudence DLC is just Arthur's story, but
Right?
she's doing it better. Like,
yeah.
It's not even better. She's doing it with Mr. Kite's help, which it didn't do her shit. So like,
it's like we're just dunking on people with pie in the sky dreams about playing this game some more. I just want to play the game more.
look, man, I would love that for you. I'm just saying, if you've wanted to play the game some more, like, pick cooler characters to have DLC. Like, when people say they want Johnny Bolton DLC, I'm like, yeah, I am with you.
Yeah.
I hear it. Johnny Bolton DLC would be incredible. It would even, like, I don't know how the gameplay, I don't know what kind of gameplay you could get, but like Verloc DLC, yes, I would be into that.
Yeah.
God, I love
Prudence
Verloc.
DLC is like, well, I've already played this, but as a guy.
I do think of every character in the game, Johnny Bolton is the one who has the most potential for a really interesting DLC with interesting gameplay and interesting game mechanics and plot as well, to give like another view on what's going on.
I feel like Johnny Bolton is their best opportunity to really lean into the, like, the prisoner. Like, they clearly wanted to, but just couldn't do to the same level.
Oh, we gotta watch The Prisoner.
Yeah. It looks good.
It does look good.
Well, I think that is a good stopping point. Before we start going on too much about Johnny Bolton, we'll have plenty of opportunities to talk about him more in the future.
Yes.
Because there is a lot to say actually about Johnny Bolton, and he shows up.
As if we have not streamed long enough.
Yes.
3 hours, and we just got through the Victory Memorial, essentially.
Yes.
It is what it is.
Well, thank you for sitting with us through this rather long stream and trying to find things to say about the Victory Memorial Camp. Let me try and remember, who was it who commented on last one? Oh, it was Sniper, Sniper457, who came over from Reddit. Yeah, thank you for watching if you watched this one as well. And yeah, as you said in your comment on our last stream, they really could have done more with the Victory Memorial Camp, as we saw by our fumbling around. Well, my fumbling around it as DJ and Ray were
don't drag me into this. We will try to remember to put a link in the description to DJ's blog. If you have any follow-up questions, that'll be your Lyceum homework if you're interested in
Yes.
getting that.
Yeah, and thanks for hanging out, Joe, specifically.
Yeah. And yeah, thank you all for watching. We'll be streaming again next week, time to explore the village. And are we doing Thursday or Friday next week?
Thursday.
Thursday. All right. We'll be streaming that at 5 p.m. next Thursday, and we hope to